afternoon, beautiful patrons. Thanks so much for joining us on this beautiful April the 17th, the fourth 17th of this year, and the third 17 in Trop Admin Volume 2, guys. You are all here because you know the storm is upon us.
Christian warriors, set yourselves apart from this corrupt generation. Be saints. And that is the freedom.
For joining us on this beautiful April 17th. Let us play Hold the Line. Let me shout each and every one out because you know they love you, right? Okay, guys, let me pull.
love you.
Tippy
We'll
top.
be back in some form.
Fat butts for Hillary.
Too many of us
True
think
Seeker,
it
we
is
love you.
impossible. Too many think it is unreal.
LVG 73.
But that is a
Crystal Love
dangerous,
David.
defeatist belief. It leads to the conclusion that we are gripped by forces
we cannot
control.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Prepare for the storm
mega. Okay, guys, we have arrived. What a time to be alive, guys. Worldwide. Oops. I was too late, guys. I was too late. Let me go. Let me line it up like I want to with the where we go, one we go, worldwide. There it is, guys. Perfect timing. And again, guys, thank you all so much for joining us. We got a great show lined up because what a week we have had. With Trump meeting up with the president of El Salvador, and we're going to get to the bottom of this. Indy Ford, great to see you. And again, guys, let us introduce Tina English, we love you. Melly Gator, Denir PW. Again, Miss Penny Black and Raiden's sister. Sister, we love you to the moon and back. Thank you so much for your epic support. Raiden, our beloved sister and friend of our beloved Anthenos, right? Raiden, we love you, sister. Thank you so much for joining us and blessing us with your presence. Again, let us introduce the two guys who with these shows are not possible. All the way from the Pacific Coast, the man that never sleeps and that is born ready, the man in the mirror, and the man in between, Mr. Lance on his epic quest. How you doing, my friend?
What's up, Grasshopper? What's up, Durfman? And hello to our chat. So sorry that somehow we started in the archive channel again, but I guess while you're here, give us a follow if you haven't. This is where we upload all of our live streams and videos. So if you guys want to check out the archive, I guess you can do that while you're here. I'm uploading our emotes, so at least we can have our, our Pepe Booms and the rest of our stuff, right? So it's one of the main reasons I kind of get mad when we go on this freaking channel is because I don't have any emotes set up on this one, right? So I'll get everything set up. So at least if this happens again, because it probably will, right? Somehow it likes to switch to the archive channel. Then at least we'll have the emotes, right? But other than that, man, have we had a amazing week. Oh, and happy 17th.
Boom.
Right?
Absolutely, guys. Yeah.
We scheduled it all out and Grass was like, oh crap, it's the 17th. Shoot. So sometimes things just work out, right? But so many booms this week, man. So many deltas just hitting right on the money. I mean, keywords being spoken, right? Like it blows my mind when, like I say, wake up and read your deltas, right? Like if there's deltas for the day, just have a glance at them because I can almost guarantee throughout your day, you're going to see, right? Yeah. Those deltas start hitting. But if you're not looking, you kind of don't remember, right? So, have a look. Like I said, that's what I like to do. I like to wake up and look at the drops, right? And then just because you never know. It's
a beautiful backdrop, right? To see everything happening. You know what has been spoken of. And with that in mind, you look at the news, you look at their tweets, and, a world starts emerging, guys. So do that. Read your Bible daily. And again, read your Q-drops daily as well, guys.
Yep. They all line up, right? So.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, such a crazy week, right? We got some stupid senator flying down to El Salvador thinking that he can get a freaking meeting or something. Like, man, it was so funny to watch the news where they're like, you can't even get a meeting here with somebody, right? Like, you think you're gonna fly down to there and go like, yeah. And we all knew that was gonna happen, right? Like, yeah, he's just gonna welcome you in, right? Like, you freaking idiot.
Who do you think you are, man?
And the interview cracked me up, right? Because it's like going to him and then to the translator behind, to him, to the translator behind, to him, to the it's freaking, you know what I mean? Oh man, what an idiot. For him to say like, there'll be many more of us to come down here. Like, what? You want to talk about wasting tax dollars? How about you? Yeah, that better be coming out of your pocket, right? Not spending tax dollars to go visit freaking terrorist in a locked up facility, right? Like you,
Mm-hmm.
oh, all I think right now, honestly, is we're witnessing the destruction of the Democrat Party, right? Like
Oh yeah,
there is no
absolutely.
freaking way that even most of the lefties are okay with that, right? Like, all right, you've lost your mind, right? Like I don't just it right. It blows my mind, man. These people are stupid.
Yeah.
I can't even like I just all right. They didn't say nothing during Biden when we're screaming that they're letting all these people in. And now it's like, oh, they all get due process. Did they get due process when you flew them in? Right? Like,
Uh-huh.
geez. And you know, that's just another way that the shadow government was setting up Trump, right? Like,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
we are at, you know what I mean? I'm not going to say it, but you guys know, right? Like,
Yeah.
it is freaking
It's
insane
on.
here right now, right? Like, so many like death threats on Trump, right? And now
Mm.
everything coming out where like all of these supposed, all these people that are threatening Trump, right, are all connected to Ukraine. I
Of course they are.
wonder how
It's
that happened, right? Like,
it's when you touch somebody's piggy bank, right? You're gonna you're gonna run into trouble. You
well,
know?
full circle, right? Who runs
Yeah.
Ukraine? Like we've said this all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
It might be Ukraine, but that's the deep state, right? Like,
Dark to light.
yes. Oh, I was just trying to
Follow,
I was just
aka
trying to
follow the
buy a
money.
drone and figure out how to drop a, like, come on,
Yeah.
dude. Like,
It's getting humorous, right?
well, at least we're hearing about it now, right? Because during the first term, there were so many threats on his life, you just didn't hear nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, at least they're in the open, right? At least now we know.
Mm-hmm.
And man, Tulsi,
Never before did they have to come out of the shadows to fight, right?
whew,
Now this is their existence. This is their money. They can't pay. They can't pay anymore. So they have to come out and fight, right? You're
they've got
cutting
no
out.
option.
It's almost like you're smoking them out. There's no oxygen in there anymore. So they have to come out and show themselves. It's
Yep.
almost like do you know these razor blades? Well, this is how we call them translated in English. They are these standing up straight shells, seashells. And when you pour like salt on the beach, they stick their tongues out. It almost looks like that, and then you can see where they are, right? So this is how they harvest these. We call them scheermesjes. I don't know. Maybe one of the Dutchies can find a translation for that. Yeah, but you pour Jamie WV is gifting away 20 subscriptions, guys, to the
Get ready.
archive
Here
channel.
we go. Go.
Oh my god. The archive channel, guys, is going nuts. Oh my god, we're gonna have Red Castles on the archive as well. And White House Grandpa's with us. Great to see you, my friend. Let me see. Jamie WV is keeping us busy. Sister, we love you. Thank you so much. And Raiden, you too, sister. We love you to the moon and back. Thank you so much for your epic support. And Jamie WV, guys. Let's see who became a Red Castle member on the Archive channel, guys. So, Jax, welcome to the Red Castle Club. Banksy17, Dragonfly, Saltke, Miley Gator, White House Grandpa, Raiden, sister, welcome to the Red Castle Club. Diane to know, Eben Fellas, Gemini, welcome, by the way. Dick Tracy, welcome to the Red Castle Club. Steven Bananas, great to see you, man. Chris220MX, Barco, Jordy M, Dawn333, Rick Q, Ellie K. Patton, Fanbots for Hillary. Let me see. MG Page, Strapman Pigs. Oh, guys, all welcome to the Red Castle Club. And thank you so much, Jamie W.V. sister. We love you to the moon and back. Again, guys, what a great way to start the show with just another, epic influx of Red Castles, guys. We love you. That feels, brother. Great to see you, my friend. And yeah, so we were talking about skirmishes, right? We were talking about these razor blades, and the enemy being smoked out because Trump is hitting them where it hurts, right? They could, normally they could steal your money and have a luxurious life, and those days are over, guys. Dodge is taking care of it. Trump is taking care of it, and man, what a time. This is why we went live, because I have a renovation going down, happening as we speak. This is why I had to cancel last show, because we were ripping down the lowered ceiling. And yeah, I'm living in a building that is pretty old, like, it's from the early 1900s, if not older. And yeah, so behind the lowered ceiling, there are these other ceilings with how do you say that, a straw and plaster and stuff. And man, we were tearing it down, and I was breathing it all in, like hours on end. And then my hands started tingling. And I know that feeling, right? When that starts happening, I know that my blood doesn't have any oxygen, so I have to get out of there. So I know how it feels to be smoked out, right? So I went someplace else, in the same building, but still, where there was less dust. And yeah, within 45 minutes, I was feeling kind of okay, but I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do a show in a house filled with this toxic smoke, So hence why we had to come back and do it today, guys. So Lance, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey.
What an epic week it was, right? Yes, please go ahead.
And did you see Tulsi? She released the classified Biden document that had domestic terrorists like their plan.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I was reading that one and I'm like, oh, yeah, like you are all the crap that he talked, right? You know who that was, was, right? Like pointed towards, right? Like, let's just put it mildly, right? We'll just put it that way. So yeah, the fact that Tulsi released that was freaking amazing. Like, there's about to be, yeah, let's just see the results of that one, right? Because that was a classified document of domestic terrorism, right? And the stuff that they were using to send, I mean, they go, like, if you guys haven't, go to Tulsi and go download it or go read it. Like, that was their whole plan on how they censored us, basically. So give it a look, right? And I love this administration, right? Like, just ask them and they release it, right? Like, oh man, I didn't even know that existed, honestly, right? All of a sudden I seen it released and I'm like, well, what the hell was this? I knew they had something, right? Like, it couldn't have just been the first one, right? It had to be during during his administration. So there'll be more coming out on that. I guarantee it.
Absolutely.
You know that the like houses got it and Grassley, right? Like, everybody about to rip into that one.
The stage is being said, right? It's ridiculous. The stage is being set. The JFK files are being released. The MLK files are being released. Again, guys, I don't have a lot of oxygen, so please bear with me. In the way that I speak, it's a pretty rough situation where I am right now. Banksy17, great to see you. And Poshka, we love you. But yeah, guys, so the stage is being set at the moment, right? It's going to be an avalanche of, this is all information that is coming out into the public. And they have to act upon this information now, So this is where it's getting. Public consensus and getting America behind the America First agenda was the priority, right? Now everything is being officially released to the public. Boy, this is going to get wild real soon, guys.
No other kicking and screaming.
Oh yeah, no more money, no more MS-13 walking around threatening
no more foot
people.
soldiers.
Nope, all gone. And it's now, oh fuck, shit. Wait a minute.
Okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Sorry, please take the mic.
Gotcha. So yeah, stuff is
1, 2.
definitely heating up. Stage is being set. I think I said like last show, right? Like we haven't even seen uh Kim Jong Un, right? Like where is Little Rocket Man? And then oh, here he is today. All right, North Korea mad about the South Korean B-1 bomber, right? And we just had those comms yesterday too, which will show. So, whew,
Oh yeah, 5 years.
stuff is a moving for sure.
Okay, so I'm back. So, how's everybody doing? Sorry for that. Sorry for that. My nephew was standing in the. My nephew is doing the renovation, and of course I'm focused on the screen, talking, going through my mind what I'm going to say next. And in my in my peripheral view, I saw a person standing, and I'm saying, yeah, that ain't happening because that door is always locked. But because of the renovation, I always go up through the living room, right? But again, I closed that door, so I came up via, the other stairs. But that door is open, and the door is always locked. So there couldn't be a person standing there in my mind, right? And then my nephew stood there and staring at me, and I saw a person in my. I said, no, that isn't standing there. That couldn't be. And then
That's
I
not real.
looked, and then somebody was standing there. I was like, oh fuck, like sorry. Yeah. I don't even know what I said, but again, please excuse me, guys.
Oh, that was funny. That's why I was like, did you? What do we got? B?
No, it was almost like seeing a ghost, man. Jeez.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like.
Like, oh, I need to go back and re-listen to that because that is so true.
Gotcha. It scared the shit out of you. That's what it was. That's what's like someone
like-
sneaks up on you and you're like, oh shit, mother.
Sorry for that, guys. Oh my god.
Don't
ever.
ever.
So I'm doing a lot of things at the same time. My girlfriend is giving she's doing the intake of new students to the university. So I'm paying attention to my DMs to see if she's done. I'm paying attention to put out the parking meter of my nephew, who, if he's done working, I turn off the parking meter, right? So I got all these thousands of things that I'm working on. And then in my peripheral, there's this man standing there. I said, yeah, that isn't right. And I looked, and there he was, man. I was like, oh my God, so sorry. But again, Lance, you were saying.
Just a lot of booms this week, right? And you just got a little scare yourself. So, booms everywhere.
Oops.
I'm the same way, man. Like after the, stuff that happened to me a couple years ago, like I do not like anybody behind me, right? Like I get those feelings,
and I
right?
and I have these in-ears in, right? So I don't hear anything around me. I just hear what is bleeding through the mic, and that that's all I hear. And my mic is pretty good, so I never heard him come in. And he was just standing there. He might have whispered my name, but I didn't hear it. And then I looked to the left, and there he was. Oh my god! Oh my god! Okie dokie.
Good way to start off the show, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I never saw that coming. Okay, guys, let us introduce the man that you all know as Mr. Butterboy. The man that knows without being told. Mr. 45, believe it or not, heartbeats a minute. Mr. The cherry on top. Mr. RQ Turfman. How you doing, my friend?
Boo.
Oh man, that scared the living hell out of me.
That's pretty funny. I never heard you react that way before, so that was very entertaining for us. Sorry to say that, Hopper.
Oh my god, this is gonna haunt me forever, man.
Oh man. Well, yeah, it's recorded. It's on quote unquote video.
Yeah.
So no, it's on audio.
Oh
Thank
my
God it's not
God.
on video, right?
Oh, yeah,
No,
that
it's
would
on
be.
audio. Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's great to be here with you and Lance. Lance, who, yeah, really nailed that one delta, which we're gonna get to later.
Oh yeah.
Looking forward to showing you guys that one. And it's great to be here with a packed house. Uh, starting with Jamie WV, who gifted all these castles. Tina L. English, who added herself as a castle member early on. She was like, "Hey, where's my red castle?"
Yeah.
So you got your answer there from
But
Lance.
to interject, when I go to my premium account, I see two Grasshopper channels being live. So the archive is live and the Grasshopper channel is live. So you might want to jump to the Grasshopper 17 Tafkak one. And maybe if you go into the chat over there, because I see 172 watching and 171 watching. So I don't really understand how it works.
well
But
then.
That's interesting because
yeah.
if I go to my Rumble live page, I'm only seeing the Grasshopper archives.
Okay.
Oh, wait
I
a
see
minute.
both. I see both.
Wait a minute. On the left side,
Yeah. You see
on the
both.
left side, I'm seeing both.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, right?
All right, Rumble. But it sends, when I click on it, it sends me to the Grasshopper archives.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
It's all good. Yes.
Like I
It's all
said,
good, guys.
my bad, everybody. My
No
bad.
worries. These things happen. We have a lot of technical interferences, and we got people showing up in our studio, and I never had somebody in, guys. So that is never. And that door is always closed, guys.
Hey, that's 2 years of doing shows, and that's never happened. So that's
No.
Oh my
And
goodness.
you guys in the
Sorry.
chat, grass got freaked. So funny, man. I love you.
Yo,
Yo,
I'm sorry, but Raiden 3.0,
Raiden.
she dropped a second $50 rent
Yes, I
just
saw.
now. But she dropped the first one. She just dropped the second one.
No.
Yeah. I'm seeing it
Raiden's
twice.
sister. Okay,
You're
Raiden.
seeing it
Yes.
twice.
Yes, Raiden. We love you to the moon and back, sister. We had a little DM. We're gonna have a call pretty soon because Raiden is a long friend. And somebody that I truly respect. So we gotta touch base and talk about all the things we went through because we're finally on the other side of the fence, right? Walking towards the inevitable, actual Great Awakening, guys. So, Durfman, anything you want to add to before we go into, because I have 1 hour and 15 minutes left before I got to run.
I actually do, Hopper.
He does. All right.
I do. And you know what? I'm gonna post a link in the chat for you.
All right.
And I'm just gonna let it speak for itself.
Okay, let it rip.
Here it comes.
All right. It's Angel Magic. Oh, I'm gonna give you a call because I'm not sleeping in my house anymore. Right? I'm sleeping in the other studio. So Angel, when I'm making my way there, I'm gonna give you a call. Man, what a start of the show, man. So sorry. It's so funny. Okay. Oh. All right. I heard rumors, guys. I heard rumors. Oh yeah. Here we
We're
go,
gonna start
guys.
tears early in the show.
Oh no. Oh my God. Let me see. What do we have here, guys?
Miss Penny Black.
Miss Penny Black. Sister, we love you. Let me turn off the dig music and let's start this beautiful poem. And everybody, subscribe.
And just as
Perfect
On
timing.
cue.
Perfect timing.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grasshopper.
He's
Am
back.
I back?
That was
Yep.
perfect timing, wasn't it?
Okay. Okay.
Well, you're back.
All right. So
Well,
let's see, guys. Yes.
Jamie just asked, what is happening? It's just little internet glitches, I guess, from Grasshopper that makes him cut out for about 7 to 10 seconds. But he's back, so
Yes,
better it
I'm back.
happened now than, you know,
Yeah, that's
now,
perfect timing.
yeah,
Yeah.
just before you started the video.
Okay, guys. Miss Penny Black, A New Earth for Baby Grasshopper. Trucy, pay attention. I haven't seen this yet. Sister, we love you.
A million hearts trip in time, no ordinary senses required, responding as a rhythmical intent to usher out an age expired, beating blood, breathing life, immune to sirens' call, facing darkness zenith, holding fast, awaiting the fall. Dormant seeds, stirred by pulsing rains of spring, cocooned and blind yet, hearken as birds sing. Instinctive as frequency speaks, no barrier between. The quickening spirit guides, and growth responds to sureties unseen. Faith and fellowship root us steadfast. We push toward light, love unbound, secured by the everlasting covenant to which, like vines, we wind our hearts and minds around.
Miss Penny Black.
Made, a promise kept, comfort and mercy, our true worth. We wonder, and shadows recede to reveal a new heaven and a new earth.
Wow! Miss Penny Black in the house, guys. What in the world? Sister, you are amazing. What
Beautiful.
a beautiful poem. Look at this beauty. Look at this light warrior among us, guys. Miss Penny Black. Look at that smile. Look at that smile. You are amazing. What a beautiful poem. I'm going to let this listen to, I'm going to show this to Mrs. Grasshopper. She's going to love this. A New Earth for Baby Grasshopper. Sister, we love you. Thank you so much. Wow, guys. Give it up for Miss Penny Black, guys. Let me see if we can find her Twitter link. Miss Penny. There she is. Let me drop it everywhere. What? Oh man, I still can't believe what happened. Miss Penny Black, you are amazing. What a beautiful, beautiful poem.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was amazing. And
I heard rumors, guys. I heard rumors.
yeah, that was great. And yeah, you can also follow. She posted the lyrics in the more info section, so
Oh wow.
you can check that out there. So
Wow.
thank you, Miss Penny Black.
What a talent we have in our chat, right?
Yep. It's yeah, such a wonderful soul indeed, Lulu51.
Let me drop this link in the chat, guys. Give her a follow. Come on, guys. What is up? What a gift. What a gift. I'm quiet. I get like this when things are really beautiful. Miss Penny Black. That doesn't happen very often that I'm being stunned like this. But again, good on 1978. We love you. Miss Penny Black. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow.
Yeah, I feel you, dude.
Mm.
I'm yeah.
Don't cry, Triff.
No, I'm not crying, but
You are.
it's taken it's a great poem.
It's
So,
beautiful. Yes.
hey, by the way, Grasshopper.
Yes.
That thing with oh, you know what? I mean, I could spit out a little graphic and talk about it later. We have a few crumbs for you guys, and we have a good 43 minutes of Trump.
Wait a minute. So the music is yours, Durf?
Yeah.
You made the music?
Yes.
What?
Yes. That's
Do you have an instrument like that? How did you do it?
what do you mean, dude?
Do you have a sitar?
No.
I heard a sitar, right?
No, you heard guitars.
I thought it was a sitar. Well, you...
No, that's actually Jimi Hendrix inspired backwards guitar that you're hearing.
Ah, I see. Oh, so you did some editing, huh? Awesome.
Very little, to be honest with you. Yeah, that
I thought
track.
it was a sitar that I was hearing.
No.
I was more focused on what Miss Penny was saying, of course, but I hear in the background, I hear this instrument, and I thought, okay, that might be a sitar or, great, great stuff. Durfman and Miss Penny working together, guys, on a beautiful gift. It gets even better. How beautiful, guys, that patrons work together. Thank you so much, Miss Penny and Durfman.
Yeah. Well, glad you enjoyed it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, Durf.
Thank you, Miss Penny.
So you want to show us something, or do you want us to go through the decodes?
Yeah, I say let's go through the decodes, and if I've
guys.
I can throw something together that I find kind of interesting. Sort of on the same lines as the last show, but anyways, I don't want to say too much. Let's just
guys. Durfman is leaving on a cliffhanger, guys, and this is what we have to deal with. Trump is meeting the president of El Salvador, and look at that halo, guys. Of course, it's the light, the lamp hanging, on this wall. I looked at it, of course, but again, the way this picture is taken is almost like they wanted to make it look like an halo, right? And this woman standing in the alleyway, almost being mesmerized by, the aura of it all, right? What is happening in the Oval Office, right? What is happening in America? Like Trump is saying, there's a light over the world, right? There's a new light over the world. And how beautiful, guys, how it is illuminating everything. And this is actually Stephen Miller, Mr. Do-It-Q, ripping the media to shreds.
Do you know the difference? Any of you? Please. Do you?
Shout out to Trucy.
So you couldn't even spend 72 hours over the weekend learning the distinction, even though you've been writing and talking about it this whole time. Just raise your hand. Does any of you know the difference?
Did he say 17 hours?
Yeah.
Can you hear that banging?
No.
According to our government and his government.
Really?
In other words, his government has confirmed based on their own intelligence that he's a member of MS-13. First of all, do you dispute that he's an illegal alien?
What's that?
Do you dispute that he's an illegal alien?
No.
Okay. And Do you dispute that?
Oh,
as an
Lance, the
illegal
clock
alien,
isn't
you have the right
working,
to
I
deport?
guess.
He went through the legal process. So I want to be very. What I'm getting from this conversation, which is educational for me, is that not one person in the media knows the difference between a deportation order and a withholding order. Is that a fair statement? You're learning about this all for the first time right now? I guess so. Okay. So a deportation order means the judge has said he must be deported from the country. He has no right to remain here any longer. He must be removed from the country. So his only options are to be deported to his home country or another country. That's it. There's no other option. He doesn't get to stay here. He doesn't get to live here. He has no future here. He has no right to be here. He's an illegal alien. So when you keep saying return, because you've been spun up by the open borders advocates, you all seem to be operating under the illusion that he would be able to come to the United States and just continue to live here illegally. That's not an option available to him. His only choices in life are to live in El Salvador or to live in another country. That's it. There's no other option, legally or otherwise, because he came to our country illegally. Do you understand that?
Boom. Logical thinking. Look at this, man.
Does the administration believe that immigration judges, because they're under DOJ, that their orders can be overruled by what the administration wants? Is that a general matter of policy?
Well, actually, so specifically, is the Attorney General has authority to overrule the immigration courts, and that's actually by statute. Yes. Other questions?
Stephen, on the gold card, the President and Secretary Lutnick have suggested they're lining up applicants already. How many people do you expect to be tagged to this program when the President announces it this week, if he actually announces it this week?
I'll let Secretary Lutnick provide that update, but I appreciate that.
The White House administration is going to deport 1 million undocumented
Much more than that. Much more.
Stephen, also of the 10 alleged gang members that Secretary Rubio said were sent to El Salvador over the weekend, what sort of due process did they get as mandated by the Supreme Court?
Well, you're talking about the alien enemies?
Yes, the alien.
So first of all, a number of those are MS-13. So again, those are just standard removals of El Salvadorians to El Salvador. And without,
what evidence did you provide that they were MS-13?
Okay, so we seem to be confused about this. Illegal aliens from El Salvador, again, get deported to El Salvador. Do you all appreciate that like tens of thousands of El Salvadorians have been deported to El Salvador? You seem to be under the impression that El Salvadorians living in our country illegally just get to stay here. They don't. They get arrested and deported. Then the fact that they're MS-13 just puts an extra priority on our deporting them. But we would deport someone to El Salvador regardless of whether or not they were MS-13 if they were here illegally. That's just an extra, because of the priority on public safety threats, we're emphasizing the removals of gang members, in this case, foreign terrorist organization gang members. But as to your other question, they went through all of the due process, as you would call it, that is required by law.
Okay, and this is another really good bit, guys. This is sent by me by Trucy. Let's listen to this bit because this is Stephen Miller on steroids, guys.
9-0. I want to correct. I hate to do it, Bill, but I got to correct you on every single thing that you said because it was all wrong. First, we won the Supreme Court case 9-0. A district court judge said that the president and his administration have to go into El Salvador and extradite one of their citizens, an El Salvadorian citizen, so that would be kidnapping. That we have to kidnap an El Salvadorian citizen against the will of his government and fly him back to America, which would be an unimaginable act and an invasion of El Salvador's sovereignty. So we appealed to the Supreme Court, and it said clearly, no district court can compel the president to exercise his Article 2 foreign powers in any way whatsoever. DOJ called me after that Supreme Court ruling, and they said, this is amazing. We won this case 9-0. We are in excellent standing here. So this has been portrayed wrong for 72 hours in the media.
Oh, my
God. They said the most a court could ever compel you to do would be to facilitate return, which would basically mean if El Salvador voluntarily sends him back, we wouldn't block him at the airport. We would put him back into ICE detention, and then he would be deported either back to El Salvador or somewhere else. The Supreme Court said that is the most the government can be expected to do. So we won the case handily. The misreporting on this has been atrocious.
Okay, yeah.
I appreciate
he was not, no, Bill, it's important.
He was not
Keep
mistakenly
pushing.
sent to El Salvador.
So do you still
He's an
believe
illegal
he is a
alien
member of
from
MS?
El Salvador. Hold on,
Panic.
it's important. In 2019,
I like where Bill's just like, let me ask a question.
is a final removal order from the United States.
I want to be
These are
relevant.
things that no one disputes. Where is he from? El Salvador. Where is he a resident and citizen of? El Salvador. Is he here illegally?
Yes.
Does he have a deportation order?
Yes.
Here's the thing. If you are a member of a foreign terrorist organization, you cannot have a withholding order. Since he's in MS-13, there is no withholding order. Furthermore, the gang that he is accused of being persecuted by doesn't exist anymore in El Salvador. The 18th Street gang is gone. So you have an illegal alien from Bill, where are we supposed to send the illegal alien from El Salvador?
You haven't even allowed me to ask you a question. Are you convinced he is still a member of MS-13?
Yeah.
That was your original charge.
Yes. But here's the thing, Bill. Yes, but here, not only am I convinced of it, not only is El Salvador convinced of it, Bill, he's an illegal alien from El Salvador.
Wow, what a time to be alive, guys. To be on this side of the fence, you know, where the media is blatantly lying and misreporting. It is so easy for Stephen Miller to stand behind a mic and just rip him apart, guys. We have arrived. How beautiful. And Trucy, thank you so much for sending this to me. Shout out to Tony, 2x Tony. Okay, guys. We are at war, right? Trump is saying this war. You know, at 8:35, is showing us we are at war. We are everywhere. You know, while the minutes and seconds of 12:30 is showing us how are we doing with the comms queue. We came here for a reason. Where the 8:35 is saying we are everywhere. We came here for a reason. How are we doing with the comms queue? You were chosen for a reason, and you are being provided the highest level of intel to ever be dropped publicly in the history of the world. Use it to protect and comfort those around you. Where we go one, we go all. We are at war, right? Beautiful, the war that is being portrayed in the truth of Donald J. Trump over here. Just a little funny thing that everybody was going wild talking about Trump predicting the future, right? The best definition of intelligence is the ability to predict the future, guys. All right. So the thing is the future is the 12th word that Trump is using here, right? Well, drop 12 is talking about military intelligence. The best definition of intelligence is the ability to predict the future. Always ahead. Good guys are winning. Military intelligence referenced above is the absolute biggest intel drop this board will ever receive, right? So beautiful that this is all coming together. The intelligence and the future, always ahead, good guys are winning. 12th word, right? Well, if you look at the minutes and seconds and hours and minutes, they all come together. 9:32. The creation of the internet and connecting platforms is bringing about their downfall. The minutes and seconds of 32:27 is saying part of the plan, the end game, is bringing about their downfall, right? Failure to control in 9:32. I don't know if you guys can see it, guys. Let me pull it down. So 9:32, failure to control. 32:27 minutes and seconds. Who has full control? These people are stupid, right? No intelligence. The best definition of intelligence is the ability to predict the future. What did they say about Trump? He will never become president, right? These people are stupid. They can't predict the future. They have no intelligence, right? And there it is. Indictments coming, guys. You know, because the information that is being released, that is being declassified, will lead to this stuff. Indictments are coming, guys. Bet your bottom dollar. Let's see where we are, guys. So, Spygate, guys. Like I said, you know, a lot of things are being declassified, and Defender of the Republic put together this beautiful video. Let's have a look.
Since some of the Crossfire Hurricane documents have been released, and there are still more, I thought it was a good time to remind you that all roads lead to Russiagate, and in case you needed a reminder, here it is.
drastically off. Woo, baby. Boom, 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 boom. Bill Priestap, Lisa Page, The Lovers. Oh, Loretta. Ooh. Carrie. A kind reminder, guys. Every dog has his day. Diane Feinstein. Woo-hoo-hoo! Adam Schiff. Up next. Ooh. Suzanne Rice. Alexander Downing. Wow. Helper. Misfit. George Papadopoulos. Carter Page. And Paul Manafort. Wow, guys. Wow. Great recap from Defender of the Republic. Again, give her a follow.
Since some of the crossfire.
Great stuff. Let me put it in the chat, guys. Great stuff. One T Operator, great to see you. And again, guys, we have to give you a little recap because, you know, the things that Trump is declassifying is setting the stage, guys, for the inevitable. What is going to happen? There is Lance on his epic quest doing the decode on the predictive future. You looked up the keywords, I guess, right?
Yeah, for me, I was just looking up. So what I did is I looked up future and intelligence was the two that I had put together. So when I was looking it up, right, I'm looking through all the drops and I'm like, oh man, doesn't that freaking hit it, right? The best definition, and right here we get define, right? Define treason, which we seem to be having a lot lately, right?
Yeah.
Let's see, the intelligence, right? So this drop is split up in two basically, right? Because it's one big drop. So I kind of had to split it, right? So we could see. The intelligence lines right up with intelligence, right? And this is all FISA, right? Future, uncover, right? We get in the news now, and then the future. So there's your past and present, right? The now, the future U.S. targets. You get the define treason like we had from definition, and then the ability to predict, define projection. So, I mean, it lined up so perfectly, and usually I do not decode that way, right? I just go off the timestamps. But this one I had a little I don't know, right? We've been reading a lot of drops. So when you see certain keywords, you're like, wait a minute, wait.
Mm-hmm.
And it just lined up
Yes.
so perfectly, right? Intelligence, future, define. I mean, it's all right there in one drop.
Yes. In one drop, in one truth, in line with what is being declassified, guys, because indictments are coming, guys. Indictments are coming. Who has the full control? Donald J. Trump. Military intelligence always ahead, right? Let's see. So our enemies, Trump is talking about his enemies, right? Our adversaries, such as China, crooked Biden administration, right? So 1046 is bringing us to we don't inform our enemies of the specifics. Instead, we instill fear in them to make unplanned and disastrous counter moves. The minutes and seconds, 4616, nothing can stop what is coming. Nothing. Where we go one, we go all, because nothing can stop what is coming. Who has full control, guys? Who has full control? Donald J. Trump. Nothing can stop what is coming. Our adversaries, our enemies. We instill fear in them to make unplanned and disastrous counter moves. Enjoy the show. So there is Lance again, guys, dropping this epic 7-year delta, guys. Lance, the mic is yours.
Man. So it all just kind of comes together, right? And right after I posted this too, Diane had posted a video, right, with one of the generals showing the bombers freaking on the same date. But we get the Delta, right? And in the Delta, it's talking about the 2 bombers. So I'm looking at the news, right? And I'm like, And sure enough, what comes up? 2 bombers at night, right? We get night 4 in that drop too, right? So you get night 4. You got the 2, right? Bombers.
Night 4.
Yeah.
2 bombers. 2 Lancer bombers.
And of course, in this one was right. This was Syria, right, back then. So, but the fact that like this lines up, right, and then on the same freaking day, you got CENTCOM literally saying Iran backed, right, and in the same drop, you got Iran next, and who's coming to the bargaining table, right? I just seen a report yesterday or this morning that Trump stopped Israel from hitting their nuclear so that they can make a deal. So it's it's all just coming together, right? But
and
these
it's all
ones
in
were just,
April, right? It's all in April, and it says April showers, guys.
Yeah, the showers are just, it sure has been, right?
And
like this month is crazy.
There's a 44-second clip, and 44 points to Obama again, right? And it points to Iran, right? Plane loads of cash. Plane loads of cash.
And interesting, look, if you look at the article, it says April 14th. Like this was posted on the 15th.
Yeah.
Right? The article was, but the pictures were taken on April 14th. Which lines up with the same day.
The Delta,
right?
huh?
Yep.
Nice one.
Lining
nice
up
one,
with the Delta. So, just crazy,
Beautiful.
man. And CENTCOM's been, like, I don't fit, like every freaking, they weren't dropping stuff like videos like that during freaking Biden's administration, right? Like, all of a sudden we're just active, right? Like,
yeah. And guys, don't you love the Trump White House X account? The Trump White House X account, Twitter account, is on fire, guys. You know,
heavy.
I love it, man. I love the White House Twitter. Beautiful. Posting pictures of little X, right? Can you imagine being the son of Elon, right?
Man, that kid.
And the White House is just doing shout outs to little X, right? Trump is walking with little X to Marine One, making an X. How cool is this administration?
Just imagine the stuff that kid hears, right? He's all in these cars with all these people. You know, Elon's spit deal, right? He's like, dude, we got to do this. We got to do this. We got because he's always talking with Lutnick when you see him, right? X is usually with Trump, right? It's
Yeah.
man, but he's gonna look back on his life, right? Like when he grows
yeah.
up and just be like, man, like look what
Yep. Don't
walking
take it
with
for
Trump,
granted,
getting
little
out
X.
of Air Force One, getting out
But
of the
if this is
helicopter.
But if
Yeah.
this is your childhood, right? If this is where you jump from, imagine where this little kid is going to end up, right?
Yeah.
Wow, man. And here is Trump dropping, MS-13 coming into El Salvador, guys. In that beautiful, beautiful building, Submission completed, guys. Dropping this at 10:08 p.m. and 8:08 minutes and seconds, right? 808 is bringing us to, did you count the spaces and cross-reference those spaces to the spaces left here to match meaning, right? So interesting, when you count the spaces over here, you have 88 characters and 14 spaces. Well, we all know, about always ahead, good guys are winning, right? Always 5 steps ahead. Who is helping POTUS? And was he asked to run with promises made to stop the rigging, right? And again, so drop 14 is the best one out there. But 88, guys, 88 characters brings us to 10 days, darkness, and talking about the arrest. What happened in Saudi Arabia will happen in the United States, will have consequences, and will happen in Asia, have consequences, and will happen in Europe, right? So the arrest in Saudi Arabia will trickle down to the USA, to Asia, and to Europe, guys. So 10 days, darkness. Saudi Arabia already happened. United States happening as we speak. And again, guys, global ramifications. And here are the arrests, right? Interesting. The 10:08 is saying traitor, massive intel sweep, MS-13, MS-13 in the kill brackets. And again, 13, MS-13, right? So beautiful, 187, said Rich. Look at this, guys. We will never forget. We will never forgive, right? America for sale, cheating Obama, trust the plan, April showers again. Wow, guys. Again, somebody told me his name. I don't know how to pronounce it. Let's call him the buckle up president, guys. And again, how beautiful that Trump, what?
I said Bukele.
Bukele. Okay, Bukele. Okay, like Bugatti, right? Bukele. Okay, got it. Bukele. Okay, so again, guys, traitors.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard him say, pronounce it that way, so I believe that's how it's done.
That's how it's done, guys. But beautiful, guys. MS-13 being arrested, right? While the 10:08 is bringing us to MS-13 and showing you where this is going to lead to cheating Obama, because these are allegedly their foot soldiers, right? Traitors, massive intel sweep, 10 days darkness, talking about the arrest, and here are the arrest, guys. So beautiful that this all coming together. And here is Trump shaking the hands of the president of El Salvador, while the 1920, the truth number, is lining up to South America. This man is from South America, right? 1231 is saying what will next week hold. Moab, right? The Moab. And in 1920 is showing you the lost boom set. 4 booms. Boom, 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 right? And at 17 seconds, he's shaking the hand of the president of a South American country, right? Interesting. Next week, well, look at the date. It is 4/16, the 16th of April, 2028, 2028. And here it is a week later, right? On a Monday, April 21st, 2028. 18, right? So April 21st and 25 will be a Monday. Well, this was dropped at, I don't know, what is it today? It is the 17th on a Wednesday, right? So this is Wednesday. This is Monday, guys. Next week, April 21st, Moab, boom set, right? Interesting how this is lining up with Trump. And we had the message in the bottle from this president, right? And there is Trump coming out at 23:33 and 56 seconds. Again, showing you these thugs, they'll rot in hell, right? Targeting by Robert Mueller. And the minutes and seconds, the hours, minutes, and seconds, the in between 3335. Shout out to Watcher 222. 3335 is showing you booms en route. The Moab is coming, and Comey is saying SHIT, right? Interesting that this Slingshot news article talks about the FBI never had any reason to question, his character. So interesting that the corrupt FBI never had a reason to question the character of this individual, right? So interesting that this is all coming together with the booms en route, Boomtime Baker, Moab incoming, guys. So we had the Moab incoming next week, and here is another little crumb from Donald J. Trump, also on the 16th, a week prior to what will next week hold. The Moab, guys. The Moab, the FBI. And there is a beautiful decode from our beloved Lance on his epic quest. We still got 30 minutes left to go through the meeting of Trump with the El Salvadorian president, guys. So let's get ready. Durfman, get that lined up.
This one.
Yes, go ahead.
So, of course, there was a lot of comms because this was a video, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I just took it from the 28 because these were the ones that I kind of noticed. So on their chest, you see the 28, right? And then
guys,
you also see.
Yes, but normally you have somebody having a 61 and, this guy having a 28 and somebody else having an 18 on his chest. Why would these two dudes have the same number? Right? That's already remarkable that these two individuals, this should identify a person, right? This is number 28. But we got two of those dudes walking around. Which one? The left or the right one? Yeah, no. The other left, right? Like, this doesn't make sense to have two 28s walking around. But please continue.
Yeah, so if you see on the post, right, it had the EX with the bracket. You see that in the blue?
Yes.
So we'll go from there, right? You get the EX. Okay, let's go with the 28. So 28, in drop 28, you actually have a 28.
Mm-hmm.
Right? In the yellow. And that is the Army's activities, right? And these are the airborne, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm just going to try to point out the numbers here, right? People, 28, the people's activities, right? So you got 28 on their chest, 28 in the drop of 28. Army's activities, of course, is pointing back to the Army, right? The Airborne Division. They say day 2. Well, in drop 28, you've got a 2. They say day 3. In drop 28, you've got a 3.
Yeah.
They say the top 15, right? You got a 15 with the 1500.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on, right? Like just one drop.
A good one. Yeah.
Bing, 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 bing.
Yes.
They end it with a strong, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see the eagle and strong.
Mm-hmm.
And then so where this all starts to line up is with the EX and the bracket. All right. The EX and the bracket takes us to Loretta.
Yeah.
Right. I did have something else different on this until I did it later, and I'm like, shoot, that's not pain, right? Pain is the freaking skull, not the spy. So, but you still have Justice K, right? So you got Justice Kavanaugh, you've got now comes the real pain, and then stay together, right? Where you are strong.
Yeah.
And the yellow is circled because, of course, we know that they told us that it was our last chance to save, right, our republic. And in Trump's first term, he did talk a lot about, right, we have to get the Supreme Court or else we're going to lose everything, right? Like, they're going to overturn everything. I mean, look at the crazy one they put in there, right? She didn't even know what a freaking woman was, but she still got put in. Yeah, that gave us a lot of freaking faith of who they would have put on the freaking court, right? And them trying to pack it. So yeah, let's just right. But this also kind of goes back to the plan, right? Instead of doing the unthinkable, right?
Yeah.
They took the route that was the least. Well, you see here how it says non-force.
Yeah.
Right. And that was the judges and everything, because you can see now, right? Like, just with the corrupt judges that are installed, look how much. I mean, there's 200 and something cases right now that are open against the Trump administration. So every day it's just getting right. They're just more and more and more and more and more and more. So these judges, I really think, are just outing themselves, right? That's what this kind of drop is telling us, is to stay together, stand strong, right? Divided you are weak, divided by political affiliation, divided by class, culture, religion, race. They just want you divided, period. And I mean, like, the Republicans aren't even saying anything anymore, right? They're just like, I'm just going to sit back and watch this fucking destroy themselves, right? Like,
yeah.
I don't even have to say anything, right? Like, why even? Like, y'all are crazy. That's all I'm going to say, right? Yeah. You keep going on while you destroy yourself. I mean, we're literally watching the destruction of the Democrat Party. 21%, right?
Yeah.
They're at 21% approval right now, and that's their own party, right? Like, and I thought it was so funny because there's a clip, right, of our favorite guy on CNN that's like, when it goes, right? The guy, so he does one where they're like, oh, you think MAGA's turned against Trump? And he was like, yeah, nah.
Yeah.
They all back what he's doing, right? So, like, we've known for a very long time what this plan was, right? Like, at least, like, I shouldn't say we know what the plan is, right? I shouldn't say that, but like, they tell us right here, right? Justin Kavanaugh was part of it. If you see a lot of his remarks, like, everything has Guantanamo in it, right? Even the last remark he talked about, well, in Guantanamo, right? Like, why is he mentioning Guantanamo Bay? So just all these comms are lining up, the military lining up with POTUS, right? And that's what these drops were, right?
So,
like, these
so
drops
this is
POTUS.
the military. This is the military, the firstborn division. And Drop 28 is saying what must be completed to engage military intelligence over the other three-letter agencies. Why is this important? Because they knew they would never lose power over what? Those three-letter agencies. So what must be completed? You know, to have military intelligence take over these investigations, right? Showing you that they are infiltrating all these deserting local government. Think about Antifa is playing right into the plan, and why Trump called all those guys who are burning Teslas as domestic terrorists, right?
Yep.
Always 5 steps ahead. That takes us to Justice Kavanaugh, that is saying enemy combatants, right? How U.S. citizens can be tried in military tribunals because they are committing treason, right? Now comes the pain. This is not those guys standing in front of corrupt judges. No. This is military, guys. You got a problem. Because nothing can stop what is coming, guys. Now comes the pain with Justice Kavanaugh. You know, think about what you want from, what's his face again? Lindsay, one day I hate him, all the time. I was like, you're speaking a few, nice red pills, but with Justice Kavanaugh, he was making sure, guys. So what was that again with enemy combatants? And then Justice Kavanaugh went into it, right? So yeah, that can happen. For instance, if this happened and that happened, we might want to see that clip one more time, guys, with Justice Kavanaugh going right into it, because this is how it all comes together. This is how you're surpassing all these corrupt judges. What we are seeing right now with all these cases against Trump. Do you really think Soros and all these Hillary Clinton and Obama are going to stand in the public courtroom with all these tainted judges? Ain't happening, guys. Always 5 steps ahead. Justice Kavanaugh. Now comes the pain. We have infiltrated all their distorting local governments, guys. Always 5 steps ahead. They never thought she was going to lose. Therefore, they were sloppy. They never thought public interest into their criminal acts will be exposed and investigated. And it's all being declassed right as we speak, guys. The stage is being set 28-28, showing you double meanings, guys. Double point to the drop 28 and Justice Kavanaugh, guys. Well done, Lance, my friend. Have you looked up 2153?
What's that? 2153?
2153?
No.
Okay, let me check it out. 2153. And then let's go into that El Salvador meeting, guys. I heard that Trump is speaking as we are, so it's up to you guys. If you want us to decode the El Salvador meeting, drop a 17. If you guys want us to go plug into the live stream of Trump right now, we can do that as well. But again, it's up to you. 2153. FISA-gate, guys. Boom.
I don't think he's on yet.
There it is, guys.
Damn,
2153. Boom. There it is, guys. They never thought she was going to lose.
Yeah.
There it is, guys. There it is.
Boom. Remember I said it.
All the circling local governments. Always 5 steps ahead. Well done. Picture being painted. The picture, guys. Yeah. Beautiful. Let me check 3512. Yes.
That video was good too, right? Like I said, there was a lot more comms in that video, but we usually
C before D. Dan codes. Yes. C before D. D before C. Dan codes, guys.
Soon.
Fly, Dan, fly. Okay, guys. Well done.
And
Beautiful
they're Rangers.
Decode.
That's nice.
Yes.
It's airborne, right?
This
Fly.
I love this whole military intelligence drop. This is putting the whole plan together. Drop 28, drop 14, drop all those drops in between, showing you how National Guard can work in coordination with the Marines. The conditions need to be satisfied, and what former president used the military to save the republic, and what occurred exactly. Okay, guys, what is the verdict? Are we going into the live stream? Because I have 22 minutes left.
Let me say, he's not speaking to Giorgia
Okay.
Meloni. He's right now. They're showing some previously recorded thing, which
He did
I'm not
last
even
night.
sure. Oh, is that from last night? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. So we do.
Yeah.
I started watching it and then I was like, no.
Seen that.
Well, we know when things like that drop. There, it is worth waiting for the decodes to happen on the show, right?
Like I said, it just kind of spoils it when you're doing it live, right? Like,
yeah,
I'd rather do it with you guys in the chat and decode, right? Because then we go to decode it. You're just, like I said, it's like watching the movie before you, right? Like, what? Watch this part.
Yeah, I used to do that with previews.
Okay, drop the link.
So
let's get into the El Salvador Trump meeting. I got 20 minutes left.
All right.
And I'm keeping an eye on my phone, guys. If Miss Grasshopper calls me, I gotta jump.
You said you got
Rob
20.
66, Jasmine Rose, on my way. Good on 1978. Beautiful year. Morocco, great to see you. Mark B. Weed, extreme. Awesome to see you, my friend. Tone Capone, 17. Okay, Dirtman, he dropped it.
Yep, it's an
Elita, great to see you, sister. And again, so we're gonna make our way through this Rumble, not Rumble, this RSBN feed, guys. So let's see what we've missed. Yes.
So if you want to forward to about the 30-minute mark, we can just watch Trump greeting the president.
Yes. Somehow it doesn't want to play. Oh, there it is. So wait, what were you saying?
So about 30 minutes in.
Okay, gotcha. So 30 minutes in.
Yeah.
At 11:28, guys.
So you can fast forward at least a minute or so.
11:29.
Yeah, he arrives around 11:29, 11:30.
Okay, there he is. 11:29. Let's look up the timestamp, guys. 11:29. I love that drop, guys. Oops, wrong one. $11:29. 11:29. 11:29 and 11:30. Down she goes, guys. Pompeo failed to disclose ownership in business connect to China. Okay, Pompeo. Stop the purge of State Department. Okay, so there's a lot of fake news happening here. So he stopped the purse of the State Department, and then they came around and said, hey, he failed to disclose. And Q is saying, down she goes. This is the meeting. This is when the car gets up. And it arrives at 11:30, guys. Let's see, 11:30. Finder should apply to the NSA. A 113. Okay, again, Facebook. All right. The handshake.
Ready close. Ready shut. Ready face. Forward march.
Did he say pretty face? Did he say pretty face?
Ready close. Ready shut. Ready face. Forward march.
And they walk off.
I was thinking about a number.
Okay, guys, we can move forward. Until when, Dirtman? Oh, there it is. We are cutting to the Oval at 11:38. So we are at 17th. No, what was it again? No, 8 minutes later, huh? 8 minutes later, we are in the Oval.
Office. If we, guys, do we see that feed right now or?
11:38.
All right. So why don't we go to that feed right now in the Oval Office in Washington, D.C.
Shout out to RSBN. Ray Chandler, honeypots. Study carefully. Sex trafficking. 11:39. We certainly do have it all. Beautiful, guys.
Well, thank you very much. It's an honor to have a friend of mine because we We went through this
So,
together.
so
This was a
when
good one.
this is two days after the Delta, guys. 2 days after the Delta, 1139. 2 days after the Delta, 7-year Delta. We certainly do. You have it all. Interesting, guys. Well, this man is taking on MS-13 from Trump. Amazing, guys. At 1139. 1139, 2 days prior, 7-year Delta. While it's posted at 2 a.m., guys. So isn't it remarkable? 414, 412, 2 a.m., 2 days later, guys. On the money. So that's a nice one.
And got along very well for my entire period of time. So I knew him as a very young man. Now he's just a young man. And he's done a fantastic job. Mr. President, it's an honor to have you. Thank you. You're doing incredibly.
At Real News Head, we love you.
And we appreciate working with you because you want to stop crime, and so do we. And it's very, very effective. And I want to just say hello to the people of El Salvador and say they have one hell of a president. Okay? And I mean that, and I know him well. I know him as a very young man, Marco.
We have it all.
Even
1140.
You know, he started pretty young.
He'll always be younger.
Young at heart. But I want to thank you for the great job you're doing. I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Well, it's an honor to be here in the Oval Office with the President and leader of the free world. We're very happy, and we're very eager to help. We know that you have a crime problem, a terrorism problem that you need help with. And we're a small country, but if we can help, we will do it. And we actually turned the murder capital of the world, that was the journalists call it, right? Murder capital of the world, into the safest country in the Western Hemisphere. And, you know, sometimes they say that we imprison thousands. I like to say that we actually liberated millions. So, you know, like.
Okay, guys, something is going on with the internet.
Who gave him that line? Do you think I can use that?
And in fact, Mr. President, you have 350 million people to liberate. You know, but to liberate 350 million people, you have to imprison some. You know, that's the way it works, right? You cannot just, you know, free the criminals and think crime is going to go down magically. You have to imprison them so you can liberate 350 million Americans that are asking for the end of crime and the end of terrorism. And it can be done. I mean, you're doing it already. And I'm sure that people have seen the change in the streets. A long way to go because you're just initiating your second term. But it's clear that, you know, with the numbers at the border, you know, we need even in Democrat-run cities, they get a help from.
He's been paying attention, man.
So I'm really happy to be here, honored, and eager to help.
Well, we had a terrible thing happen. We had
me, we love you.
That allowed people to come in freely into our country from not only South America, but from all over the world. Many from the Congo in Africa, Asia, all over the world, Europe, rough parts of Europe. And they came from prisons, and they came from mental institutions, and they came from gangs, and the gangs of Venezuela and other places.
The White House.
Hundreds of thousands, and even millions of them came. 21 million people altogether, but many of the people that came, just a tremendous percentage of them were criminals, in some cases violent criminals. We had 11,088 known murderers. Half of them murdered more than one person. This was allowed by a man who, what he did to our country is just unbelievable. So we're straightening it out. We're getting him out. But what they did and what that party did to our country, open borders.
Wait a minute. Did he say 1188? Huh.
Yes.
So there's your 88 again, huh? And he mingles that with 11. So let's see, what is 11? Yeah, there it is. So 88, guys. Boom. He said 1188. So there's your 10 days darkness again and the arrest. While 11 is a military intelligence versus The 3-letter agencies. Ha. Under what article can the president impose military takeover investigations for the 3-letter agencies? What conditions must present themselves? Why is this so very important? Who surrounds POTUS? Dude,
And he just,
1188. Wow.
you just heard Bukele say that I hear you have a terrorist problem.
Yo. Yeah. Huh.
We're a small country, but we love to help.
Yeah. Well, you just need a big prison, right? Look at this. Look at this. Military intelligence, military operations, operators in the United States. The Great Awakening, Godfather 3, taking out the corrupt elements, right? Wow. Missile strike, military intelligence. Huh. 1188, he just said it, guys. Wow. Why is my computer doing this constantly? I just want you to go in here. 1188. Let's see that again.
Anybody, a tremendous percentage of them were criminals and the gangs of Venezuela and other places. And hundreds of thousands and even millions of them came. 21 million people altogether, but many of the people that came, just a tremendous percentage of them were criminals, in some cases violent criminals. We had 11,088 known.
Boom, 11,088. And he mentions 21 million, right? So let's see what Drop 21 is all about. Trump, man. I dropped some crumbs like this over the weekend. At this point, we are far enough along that you can paint a picture without risk of jeopardizing the operation. Who is in control, right? Who is in control? Nothing can stop what is coming. Military intelligence, who surrounds POTUS, who asked POTUS to run for president with insurances made to prevent tampering, right? Boom. 88. Whoo, baby. Arrest, guys. One side of the pyramid already taken out, guys. And did I miss one of my most important tweets of today? That made me think, because we had, wait a minute, guys. We had the, or didn't I post it? I did post it, right? The Council of Foreign Relations. This one. I don't think I posted this one. Too late. Jerome Powell, right? Dude, check this out. This is a good one. Because Trump is dropping a mirror timestamp, 612-216, right? 612-612-612. Back and forth. What does drop 612 talk about? The Council on Foreign Relations. You see that pyramid, right? The Council on Foreign Relations. And it goes with a Wikipedia link talking about, showing you the members of the Council of Foreign Relations. Notable council members, Jerome Powell, guys, of the Federal Reserve. 2018 till ... till now, guys. So there it is, Jerome Powell, too late. Termination cannot come fast enough, guys. Too late, too late, too late. His termination cannot come fast enough, guys. See, you know, the triangles, right? This is why I get to this. The three sides of the one side of the pyramid is taken out. That it was Saudi Arabia, and that will have global ramification, guys. 10 days, darkness, arrest, guys. 11, boom. Military intelligence, beautiful.
Murderers, half of them murdered more than one person. This was allowed by a man who
Stevie Bananas,
what he did to our country is
Mrs. Miss West,
so we're straightening
welcome.
it out. We're getting them out.
Giants for breakfast, we love you.
What that party did to our country, open borders, anybody could come in. As soon as I heard that, I said every prison's going to be emptied out into our country. That's what happened, and we're straightening it out. And we just had numbers. We had the highest recruiting numbers in the history of our country going into police departments. And a year ago, we had the lowest numbers. You couldn't hire a biggest change. Yeah. Nobody's ever
the lowest to the highest.
And the military now, Marines, the Army, Air
wow.
Force, Coast Guard. Every
there's all
SWAT,
three, was it not?
I mean,
Yeah.
we have the best.
There's the all three. Can the National Guard work in coordination with the Marines, and do conditions need to be satisfied, right? There it is again. Beautiful.
Army, Air Force, Coast Guard.
Yeah. We had the lowest numbers. You couldn't hire a
biggest change. Yeah.
Nobody's
From
ever
the
seen
lowest
it.
to the highest.
And the military now,
Boom,
Marines, the Army,
boom,
Air Force,
boom,
Coast Guard.
Boom.
Every slot is, I mean, we have the best numbers we've ever had. We call it recruitment numbers. And we've never had anything like it. We had records on at every single level. But very important, the policemen. The policemen are joining forces now that we're having a hard time with policemen because we weren't protecting our
You said they have the records, right?
And we
Yeah.
cherish our police. The police are great, and the firemen and everybody else. But we have the highest numbers that we've ever had, the most enthusiasm. Great enthusiasm and on trade and other things. We're doing great. We're taking in billions and billions of dollars. We made 2 weeks ago, I gave them a little bit of a pause because
Ooh, the
have to show a
pause.
little flexibility.
You're
We'll go
witnessing
back
the
to what we have
systematic
to do.
destruction of the
markets
old guard.
very strong once they got used to it, but we were losing $2 billion a day. There's no company big like this, but this is the biggest deal ever made. Now we're making $3 billion a day.
Leave it there.
We're a great country, but we had stupid people running this country.
I got
and
it.
I can say it.
I'm not touching anything. What's up?
Oh no, I was just saying, leave it there on that drop.
Okay, gotcha.
This is where I did that little video, right?
Oh, really? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So just keep that up. Watch.
Should never and can never be forgotten. It's a sin what they did, and you are helping us out, and we appreciate it.
Thanks. Actually, what you're doing with the border is remarkable. It has dropped, what, 95%? It's incredible.
Okay. As of this morning, 99%, 99.1% to be exact.
Why are those numbers not in the media?
Well, they get out with the fake news, you know, like CNN.
Boom.
CNN over here doesn't want to put them out.
99 grass.
99. Look at this, guys. Trust POTUS. He talks about the fake news, and the previous timestamp was regarding the fake news, right?
Yep.
11:44.
11:44.
No, 44:11. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, the news is fake. The war is real. Huh. And he talks about 99, huh? Okay.
MSM. Mockingbird.
Boom. Yes, Mockingbird Media. Secret agents. Cooper, guys. Well done, Lance. Beautiful.
They don't like putting out good numbers. They only like putting out, because I think they hate our country, actually.
Yeah, this is very,
but it's a shame. You're right. Isn't that a great question? Why doesn't the media? Why don't they put out numbers?
yeah, 99%. I mean, it's crazy. Right?
Kirk Allen, great to see you.
Christy, could
Thunder.
you maybe, say a couple of words about the border, how we're doing?
You know, it's just been absolutely phenomenal what a great leader can do. Clear direction, our laws matter. We should only have people in our country that love us, and the Border Patrol and our ICE officers and law enforcement officers have done fantastic work. So we're proud of them. Now we just need to get the criminals and murderers and rapists and dangerous gang members and terrorist organizations out of our country.
Criminals, guys.
Mr. President Bukele, we thank you very much for your partnership. It has been wonderful for us to be able to have somewhere to send the worst of the worst and someone to partner with. And we'd like to continue that partnership because it's been a powerful message of consequences. Mr. President, you wanted people to know that there was consequences if you break our laws and harm our people and endanger families. And this is a clear consequence for the worst of the worst that we have somewhere to put them.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, we even had this gang member from Venezuela, one of the ones you sent, and we interviewed him just to get some information, etc. from them. And he said, "Oh, well, I got arrested 6 times, but they released me the 6th time, so I should be released again." And then he said, "Well, what's the last thing you do?" And he said, "Well, I shot a cop in the leg, but I didn't kill him. I just shot him in the leg." And we're like, this guy was arrested 6 times here in the United States, 6 times.
Wow.
He was released 6 times, And in the last, no, he was released 5 times, and the last time he was sent to El Salvador, right? So he's not getting released. But the last time he shot a cop, actually, and he shot him in the leg. So these are, you know, like you said, yeah, there's something broken.
It's the liberal establishment, but they're not running things anymore in this country.
Boom.
And we're run by, and I don't say conservative, I don't say anything. We're run by people with great common sense.
Yeah, common sense.
Because it's all common sense. It's not liberal conservative. It's common sense.
Exactly.
Like, do you allow men to play in women's sports? Do you allow men to box your women and box? Because I know you have a lot of boxing.
That's violence.
That's domestic
abuse of a woman. It's abuse of a woman. But we have people that fight to the death because they think men should be able to play in women's sports. And some of those sports, it wouldn't matter much, but it still matters. But some of them are very dangerous for women.
Some years ago, like we said, a decade ago or so,
I love this interaction, man.
Pressuring so that we enacted specific laws to avoid men abusing women. And I think those laws were great because there were a lot of men abusing women. But now some of the same people are trying to backtrack on that and actually trying to make new laws allowing men to abuse women in the sport. So actually, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
It's crazy. You know, they have weightlifting records, right?
Yeah.
Look at these two.
She's incredible. A guy gets up and beats her by 100 pounds. What are you going to do? A record that hadn't been broken in 18 years.
Elephantrus.
You know, they put on an ounce, quarter of an ounce, eighth of an ounce for 18 years. Now they have a guy come up, ping. The whole thing is crazy. But they continue to fight. And I don't like talking about it because
Wait a minute.
For 18 years now, they have a guy come up, ping. The whole thing is crazy. But
isn't it wonderful to have Trump back
I don't like talking about
in the Oval?
because I want to save it for just before the next election. I said, my people, don't even talk about
The
it.
next election?
Because they'll change. And but I watched this morning, there was a congressman fighting to the death for men to play against women in sports. And you say to yourself, why? What are they doing, right? What are they doing? But your country's not too big in that.
No, of course not. We're big in protecting women.
Good.
Yeah.
That's right. It's a very important form of protection, too.
And as you can see, most of my cabinet are women, so...
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's why you're
and
running.
they're not DEI hires or anything. They're just great at what they do. Right?
That's right. This
Merit, guys. Merit based.
First, we've had women, but we've never had 3 of them right here. That's
4 and 3
and
men.
look at what we have. You guys feel a little bit mistreated? That's good. I like it. We've been advanced. I've been very advanced in that regard, too. We have Pam, who's been so fantastic. Christy, and the most powerful woman they see anywhere.
I know. They're all afraid of her.
Susie Wells. They say,
Susie.
most powerful woman in the world, according to magazines. Well, I think she probably is.
Yeah.
Yeah, she probably is.
Congratulations.
And you know, Stephen, who's done such a
Look at
great
the
job.
energy, man. I love it.
We have great people.
Great conversation.
But we love working with him. He really lets them have it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
There's no games.
No. It's very good.
He knows.
Is that Stephen Miller?
Do you have any questions, please?
President Trump.
Go ahead, let's not start
Mr.
with
President.
CNN because they're just so
Mr. President.
wrong. Yeah, please.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. You repeatedly mentioned last night that Russia's attack on Ukraine was a mistake. What is the exact mistake? And have you given Putin a deadline to actually move toward a ceasefire?
The mistake was letting the war happen. If Biden were competent, and if Zelensky were competent, and I don't know that he is. We had a rough session with this guy over here. He just kept asking for more and more. That war should have never been allowed to happen. That war, I went 4 years and Putin wouldn't even bring it up. And as soon as the election was
What's
rigged
up?
and I wasn't here,
Great to see you, my friend.
that war started. There was no way that
Granny
war should have been
Batman.
allowed to happen. And Biden should have stopped it. And you take a look at Putin. I'm not saying anybody's an angel. But I will tell you, I went 4 years and it wasn't even a question. He would never, and I told him, don't do it. You're not going to do it. And it was the apple of his eye, but there was no way that he would have done it. All you had to do is lower oil prices. If you lowered oil prices, Biden kept the prices so high because he made it impossible to get it. If you lowered oil prices, you would have never had the war. But you wouldn't have had it with me anyway. That war would have never happened. And I think it's a great abuse. So now what do? You get a country where 25% of its land is gone, and the best locations, where millions of people are killed. You know, you haven't reported accurately the death. And this was Biden's war, and I'm trying to stop it. And I think we're going to do a good job. I hope we're going to do it. They lose 2,500 young people a week, think on average. Now they're Russians and they're Ukrainians, but it's 2,000. We don't care. It's like whatever it is. They're not from your country.
Extreme panic in DC, guys.
2,500. It's a killing
2,500.
Like the Civil War.
It's a killing field, guys. Wow, it's a killing field.
2,500. It's a killing field.
Boom. Extreme panic in DC, guys. Wow, a killing field. See something, say something. There are bad people who pretend to be good. Warnings. Transparency is the only way. Patriots unite. How beautiful, man.
It's like the Civil War. You take a look. I look at the satellite pictures. This should not be happening in our time. Of course, our time can be pretty violent, as we know. But that's a war that should have never been allowed to start. And Biden could have stopped it. And Zelensky could have stopped it. And Putin should have never started it. Everybody's to blame.
Have you spoken to President Zelensky, sir, about his offer to purchase more Patriot missile batteries?
Oh, I don't know. He's always looking to purchase missiles. You know, he's against. Listen, when you start a war, you got to know that you can win the war, right? You don't start a war against somebody that's 20 times your size, and then hope that people give you some missiles. If we didn't give them what we gave, remember, I gave them javelins. That's how they won their first big battle with the tanks that got stuck in the mud, and they took them out with javelins. They have an expression that Obama at the time, Obama gave them sheets and Trump gave them javelins. But just something that should have never happened. It's a really shame. The towns are destroyed. Towns and cities are, you know, largely destroyed. They have the spires, you know, the beautiful spires that go up. They say they were the most beautiful in the world in Ukraine for whatever reason, but the most beautiful in the world, they're mostly laying on their side, shattered and broken. And most importantly, you have millions of people dead. Millions of people dead because of 3 people. I would say 3 people. Let's say Putin, number 1, but let's say Biden, who had no idea what the hell he was doing, number 2, and Zelensky. And all I can do is try and stop it. That's all I want to do. I want to stop the killing. And I think we're doing well in that regard. I think you'll have some very good proposals very soon.
Last question, sir. Have you attributed a motive, sir? Have you attributed a motive through the FBI investigation behind the attack on Governor Josh Shapiro over the weekend?
No,
Jamie WV, we love you, sister.
The attacker was not a fan of Trump, I understand, just from what I read and from what I've been told. The attacker basically wasn't a fan of anybody. It's probably just a whack job. And certainly a thing like that cannot be allowed to happen.
Good relation with President Bukele, the best guarantee that this time you won't terminate the temporary protected status?
I have a great relationship with this man. I have the best relationship with him. We've known each other. I've known him since he was a very young man, as I said, very, very young. And I was impressed. I said, look how this guy is. In fact, you sort of look like a teenager. You look like a teenager. I said, what kind of a country is this? He grew up well in the last 5 years.
Do you support the extension for nationals of El Salvador under temporary protected status?
Do you plan to ask
Let's hear the question from this very low-rated anchor at CB.
Thank you, President. Do you plan to ask President Bukele to help return the man who your administration says was mistakenly deported? The man who was mistakenly deported to El Salvador?
Well, let me ask Pam, would you answer that question?
Sure, President. First and foremost, he was illegally in our country. He had been illegally in our country. And in 2019, 2 courts, an immigration court and an appellate immigration court, ruled that he was a member of MS-13 and he was illegally in our country.
Look at
right
Stephen.
now, it was additional paperwork had needed to be done. That's up to El Salvador if they want to return him. That's not up to us. The Supreme Court ruled, President, that if, as El Salvador wants to return him, this is international matters, foreign affairs, if they wanted to return him, we would facilitate it, meaning provide a plane.
So will you return him, President
And
Bukele?
you are doing a great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Stephen Miller, wait a minute. Can you just also respond to that question? Because, you know, it's asked by CNN, and they always ask it with a slant, because they're totally slanted, because they don't know what's happening. That's why nobody's watching them. But would you answer that question also, please?
Yes, gladly. So, as Pam mentioned,
Okay, there we
he's an
go.
illegal alien from El Salvador. So, with respect to you, he's a citizen of El Salvador. So, it's very arrogant even for American media to suggest that we would even tell El Salvador how to handle their own citizens as a starting point. As two immigration courts
Look at
found that
him
he was a member of
smiling.
MS-13.
Look at him smiling, man.
When President Trump declared
Ripping him up.
MS-13 to be a foreign terrorist organization, that meant that he was no longer eligible under federal law, which I'm sure you know, you're very familiar with the INA, that he was no longer eligible for any form of immigration relief in the United States. So he had a deportation order that was valid, which meant that under our law, he's not even allowed to be present in the United States.
Wow.
And had to be returned because
Stupid
of the
questions,
foreign terrorist
guys.
designation. This issue was then, by a district court judge, completely inverted, and a district court judge tried to tell the administration that they had to kidnap a citizen of El Salvador and fly him back here. That issue was raised to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said the district court order was unlawful, and its main components were reversed 9-0 unanimously, stating clearly that neither Secretary of State nor the President could be compelled by anybody to forcibly retrieve a citizen of El Salvador from El Salvador, who again is a member of MS-13, which, as I'm sure you understand, rapes little girls, murders women, murders children, is engaged in the most barbaric activities in the world, and I can promise you, if he was your neighbor, you would move right away.
So you don't plan to ask for anything to get him back?
And what was the ruling in the Supreme Court, Steve? Was it 9-0?
Yes, it was a 9-0
in our favor.
In our favor, against the district court ruling, saying that no district court has the power to compel the foreign policy function of the United States. As Pam said, the ruling solely stated that if this individual, at El Salvador's sole discretion, was sent back to our country, that we could deport him a second time.
The where?
No version of this legally ends up with him ever living here because he is a citizen of El Salvador. That is the president of El Salvador. Your questions about it, per the court, can only be directed to him.
I asked President Bukele,
Look at him. He's like...
President Bukele weigh in on this? Do you plan to return him?
Well, I'm supposed to be suggesting that I smuggle a terrorist into the United States, right?
It's always
how can I smuggle? How can I return him to the United States? Like, I smuggle him into the United States, or what do I do? Of course, I'm not going to do it. I mean, the question is preposterous.
Look at Trump, man. He loves him.
A terrorist into the
Smart,
United States.
smart.
I don't have the power to return him to the
Stupid
United States.
CNN.
Inside El Salvador. Yeah, but I'm not releasing. I mean, we're not very fond of releasing terrorists into our country. I mean, we just turned the murder capital of the world into the safest country of the Western Hemisphere, and you want us to go back?
Stupid asses.
Releasing criminals so we can go back to being the murder capital of the world. And that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
Criminal, you know,
yeah. I mean, there's a fascination.
Okay, there's a question. Let's walk through your reasoning.
Mark, do you have something?
Sick people,
I
man.
mean, Stephen outlined it. I don't understand what
destroyed CNN.
This individual is a citizen of El Salvador. He was illegally in the United States and was returned to his country. That's where you deport people, back to their country of origin. Except for Venezuela, that wasn't refusing to take people back, or places like that. I can tell you this, Mr. President. No, the foreign policy of the United States is conducted by the President of the United States, not by a court. And no court in the United States has a right to conduct the foreign policy of the United States. It's that simple. End of story.
And that's what the Supreme Court held, by the way.
How do you legally, guys?
The Supreme Court said exactly what Marco said, that no court has the authority to compel the foreign policy function of the United States. We won a case 9-0, and people like CNN are portraying it as a loss, as usual, because they want foreign terrorists in the country who kidnap women and children. But President Trump, his policy is foreign terrorists that are here illegally get expelled from the country, which, by the way, is a 90%.
Stephen Miller!
Well, Mr. President, you said that if the Supreme Court said someone needed to be returned, that you would abide by that. You said that on Air Force One just a few days ago. And they said that it must be facilitated.
Why don't you just say, Isn't it wonderful that we're keeping criminals out of our country? Why can't you just say that?
What's illegal?
Why do you go over and over? And that's why nobody watches you anymore. You know, you have no credibility.
Oh,
Please go
beautiful.
President Trump, thank you so much. How many illegal criminals are you planning on exporting to El Salvador? And
Trump card coming.
How many are you willing to take from the U.S.?
As many as possible.
Boom.
And I just asked the president, you know, it's this massive complex that he built, jail complex. I said, can you build some more of them, please? As many as we can get out of our country that were allowed in here by incompetent Joe Biden through open borders. Open borders. You probably hear open borders and you can't even understand it because nobody can understand. Nobody smart or with common sense can understand it. So,
yeah, in English, please, POTUS.
In this country that are dangerous, not just people, because we have people, but we have millions of people that are murderers, drug dealers. They've been allowed to come into our country by other countries that were very smart. When they heard that this very low IQ president, and by the way, I took my cognitive exam as part of my physical exam, and I got the highest mark, and one of the doctors said, sir, I've never seen anybody get that kind of, that was the highest mark. I hope you're happy with that, although they haven't been bugging me too much to take a cog in it, but I did do my physical and it was released. I hope you're all happy with it. I noticed there's no question, so probably you are. But the cognitive, they said to me, sir, would you like to take a cognitive test? I said, did Biden take one? No. Did anybody take one? No, not too many people took them. I said, what about Obama? Did he take one? No, he didn't take one either. I said, let me be the only one to take one. But I've actually taken them 3 times already. I like taking them because they're sort of, they're not too tough for me to take. But
feeling okay?
Physical exam, so I know you're
physical exam, guys.
And the doctors who are total professionals, Walter Reed Medical Center, they're great people. And I visited a soldier that was badly wounded, incredible soldier, lost his leg, and spent a lot of time with him. I mean, great with his mother. And it was really a very great thing. They do a phenomenal job. I just want to say, Walter Reed, I was there for, 5-6 hours. You were there with me. But I took a full physical, and it came out perfecto, so that's good. It means you've got me for a little longer.
Would the U.S. be willing to pay for those facilities to be opened if new ones were going to be built?
I'd do something. We'd help them out, yeah. We help them. They're great facilities, very strong facilities, and they don't play games. I'd like to go a step further. I mean, I said it to Pam. I don't know what the laws are. We always have to obey the laws, but we also have homegrown criminals that push people into subways, that hit elderly ladies on the back of the head with a baseball bat when they're not looking, that are absolute monsters. I'd like to include them in the group of people to get them out of the country, but you'll have to be looking at the laws on that, Steve, okay?
Essential is it for you guys to be locking up these prisoners? And do you think more presidents should follow suit like you guys as far as taking a hard stance on crime here in the United States?
Well, I do. I think everybody has to. I mean, the president said it better than anybody. He said, you know, you have liberty and you have to have liberty, but to have liberty, not everybody is going to be good. And, you know, some are bad because they're sick. They're mentally deranged. They're bad.
Why do you think
then you have to take them, if you're going to have a country, you're going to have to take those people out.
Like CNN.
Yeah.
We've been doing that.
Sick people, guys.
This was like an unforced
sick
era,
people.
we call it, where we had people that may hate our country, or maybe they're just stupid people. I think they're probably stupid people more so. A lot of people said they did it for the vote. But I did better with Hispanic people than they did, because they always use Hispanic. I did better. You people love me. I saw my poll numbers in your country up through the roof, right? 91%. Some people think they do it for the vote. But they don't have to do it for the vote. They cheat, you know, they're professional
MS-13, guys. 91%.
So
MS-13.
we just have had a great relationship.
Obama.
And it's become bigger because of a strange thing that happened. You know, I came back. We had no war in Ukraine. We had no war we had no October 7th Middle East problem. We had nothing. We had no inflation. We didn't have the Afghanistan, most embarrassing moment in the history of our country, the Afghanistan, not withdrawing, because I would have been out You know, I had it all set to bring people out with dignity and pride. That was the worst, most embarrassing moment in the history of our country, Afghanistan. We didn't have any of that. You wouldn't have had the war with Russia, Ukraine. You wouldn't have had the Middle East problem because Iran was broke. They had no money because we had secondary sanctions on and lots of other sanctions. And now every single thing. Got a problem with Iran, but I'll solve that problem. That's almost an easy one. We got to solve a war that should have never started, Ukraine and Russia, and we'll get that solved. And we have to solve problems, and we already solved inflation. You know, if you look at the numbers are incredible, actually. The stock market's up, and we're not letting other countries take advantage of this country like they have for the last 40 years. So thank you very much. You have a question, please?
Yes, Mr. President, thank you so much. You scored another major investment win this morning when NVIDIA pledged to build its AI supercomputer, the first time ever, right here in the United States.
Boom, winning.
That's a question I like. That's true.
What is your reaction to this announcement, sir, and how will this positively benefit Americans across the entire country?
Well, it's one of the biggest announcements you'll ever hear, because NVIDIA, as you know, controls that almost the entire sector, which is one of the most important sectors in the world, between chips and semiconductors and everything else. And they're the biggest. And the other biggest we already have coming in and spending $300 billion, as you know. They announced 2 weeks ago. But NVIDIA is so highly respected. And this was an announcement that a lot of people, I knew it was going to happen, but not to the extent that it happened. It's big. And the reason they did it is because of the election on November 5th and because of a thing called tariffs, as I said, the most beautiful word in the dictionary. After love, God, relationship. The press actually hit me and said, tariff is the most beautiful word in the dictionary. What about family, love, God? So I got hit even on that. You understand? I said, okay. So now I say it's my 5th most favorite word because they get you on anything. But no, that NVIDIA, it's one of the great companies of the world, modern, super modern companies, controls segments that nobody, you know, sort of controls the world in a sense, and they're coming in here in the biggest way with hundreds of billions of dollars. Not like millions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars, and I'm honored by it. And I want to thank Jensen and all of the people that we deal with. They're great people. They're brilliant.
He knows
people.
them by name, man.
And without tariffs, they wouldn't be doing it. Okay? Thank you very much.
Are you considering additional sanctions against Russia after their latest attack? And do you have an update on the rate and when you might announce semiconductor
Well, I already
tariffs?
have sanctions on Russia. I put them there. If you remember, Nord Stream 2, that's the big pipeline that goes through Europe. I stopped it. That's Russia's pipeline, the largest pipeline, I think, in the world. Goes to Germany. And I stopped it. And when Biden came in, he approved it. And then they say, oh, I'm friendly with Russia. No. Putin said, you know, if you're my friend, I'd hate to see you when you're my enemy. I stopped the biggest economic job they ever had. I stopped it cold, right? It was dead. You know that, right? And Biden came in and he immediately approved it.
It was dead, guys. I stopped it.
And
he's saying I stopped it, right? It was dead. You know, 1210 is saying the choice to know will be yours. The end. As the world turns.
It's a pipeline that takes care of a lot of the needs. Now, you know, it was a very controversial thing, but I stopped it, and Biden approved it. Question?
On tariffs?
No, not you. Not
you again. Not you. Can't you take back the terrorists? Terrorists into America?
Pharmaceuticals we're going to do. We don't make our own drugs, our own pharmaceuticals. We don't make our own drugs anymore. The drug companies are in Ireland and they're in lots of other places, China.
Stevie Bananas.
And all
not
I
you.
have to do is impose a tariff. The more, the faster they move in. The higher the tariff, it's very simple. It's inversely proportional. The higher the tariff, the faster they come.
Boom.
And yeah, we're going to be doing that. That's going to be like we have on cars. We have, as you know, a 25% tariff on cars. We have a 25% tariff on steel and aluminum. And that's what that category fits right now.
Do you have a percentage in mind and a timeline?
I have a timeline, yeah, not too distant future. And we're doing it because we want to make our own drugs. We're doing it because we want to make our own steel and aluminum, lumber, other things. And they're all coming in. We have record numbers, $7 trillion. Since I announced, like a month and a half ago, since I came in, we have over $7 trillion being invested in the country. We didn't have $1 trillion. We didn't have $500 billion for some of these guys. They didn't know what the hell they were doing. So we have the largest investment that we've ever heard of, and we're only 2 months in. And that'll continue at levels that you've never seen before. That's what's going to happen. And even the stock market's up today. It's we also had, you know, a lot of people didn't say it the way it was. We had the largest gain in the stock market in history on every single category last week. That was a nice game because we were getting a little hit because people didn't understand the power of our economic, our country economically if you use it right. Do you have something to say on that, JD?
Yes, sir. I mean, look, for 40 years we have lost manufacturing capacity. Workers have seen their wages stagnate. And some of the most critical things that we need, from the pharmaceuticals, the drugs that we give to our children, the antibiotics that we give to our kids, to the weapons that we actually need to fight a war.
He's like mini Trump, right?
At
the same
we don't
guy,
make enough of that stuff. And so President Trump ran explicitly on changing that. Yes, as the president mentioned,
mini Trump.
Over the long term, workers are going to benefit, stocks are going to go up, American businesses are going to benefit as we reinvest and reindustrialize our country.
You know, the thing is, you know, when you have Trump saying these things over and over and over and over again, right? Sometimes it's great to hear it from somebody else, right? Same talking points, same facts, but you know, like he's doing a great thing, Trump, and you know, like, look, yes, Durf, please go ahead.
Well, just to piggyback on what you're saying, it's good to hear someone else say it.
Yeah.
In a way, right?
Yeah.
And I thought that was a very good answer he gave, and the fact that, you know, Trump out of nowhere just said, "Hey, JD, you want to say anything about this?"
Yeah.
And he right away just like, "Yeah, let's go."
Yeah. Sharp individuals, guys.
Yeah.
Well
I mean,
done.
if I was there, I probably would have been like, yeah, sure. Let me say this, you know, kind of like I do on the show here too.
No.
But yeah, that was, I really like the way he was prepared for that.
Yeah, well, he was like, and then he went into it, right? Like, let's see that. He was gathering his thought just for 2 seconds.
If you use it right. Do you have something to say on that, JD?
Yes,
1
sir.
to
I mean,
1,000,
look,
to
for
1,000.
40 years we have
There
lost
is. You know, two
manufacturing capacity.
seconds.
Workers have seen
He didn't even
1,000.
He didn't even hesitate, really. He was just like, as he's gathering his thoughts, he said, "Yes, sir, I do."
Yeah.
So
40 years. Yes. So let's see that again.
The power of our economic, our country economically, if you use it right. Do you have something to say on that, JD?
Yes, sir. I mean, look, for 40 years we have lost manufacturing capacity. Workers have seen their wages stagnate. And some of the most critical things that we need, from the pharmaceuticals, the drugs that we give to our children, the antibiotics that we give to our kids, to the weapons that we actually need to fight a war. If, God forbid, we had to fight a war, we don't make enough of that stuff. And so President Trump ran explicitly on changing that. Yes, as the president mentioned, it caused a little bit of disruption in the market, but I actually think over the long term, workers are going to benefit, stocks are going to go up, American businesses are going to benefit as we reinvest and reindustrialize our country.
And the auto workers and the Teamsters and all of the unions, you know, not traditionally Republican, but I'm winning those unions by, we're up 40, 50 points on
40, 50,
the Democrats. They're losing everything. And they're losing everything because they just have policies that are not believable. They fight for policies that are 5% popular. and nobody knows who the
Woo,
5% are.
baby, he's talking about 40/50, and he talks about popular, right? And there it is, guys. You are trending worldwide 24/7, 365 with censorship. Never in our history have this been attempted. Where we go one, we go all 5 by 5, guys.
I mean, nobody can find the 5%.
Boom.
But if you go back to Ohio, and by the way, we have the great championship team from Ohio coming in today, right?
555.
And that's going to be a little bit later.
Dude. Oh, that's a good one. It says 5%, 5%, and then 5, right?
They fight for policies that are 5% popular, and nobody knows who the 5% are. I mean, nobody can find the 5%.
Boom.
But if you
Nobody can find the 5%. 555. We are with you, right? Beautiful. We are with you. So Trump took a little breather, right? Like, like I sometimes do. Like, Lance, you want to grab the mic or Durf? He comes out with 40/50 saying you are trending worldwide 24/7, 365 with censorship. Never in our history have this been attempted. Where we go one, we go all. And then Trump is saying 5%, 5%. Where are the 5%? We are with you. Beautiful, guys. Evan Fellas, Dick Tracy, Thunder, Miss Penny Black, and Highlander. Awesome to see you guys. Jos Reiners, Defrustrated, we love you. Yes, Lance?
No, I said that's how we are too. And you're like, all right, guys, take the mic.
Yeah, and then when they say 2 sentences, I'm back online, right? I'm like, sorry that I interrupted. Please, Lance, continue. These kind of things, right? Sometimes you just need a second. I know that feeling, Trump. Beautiful, man. JD, Trump, Mini Trump. I love it, man. Durf, man, Lance, we love you. Let's continue. We got a few minutes left on this one. Miss Grasshopper didn't text me, so that means she is still at the university doing her thing. So that gives me a little bit of more space to be here with you guys. So let's continue. Angel, I'm going to call you off the show.
go back to Ohio, and by the way,
let's see that again, guys. Let's see that again.
They just have policies that are not believable. They fight for policies that are 5% popular, and nobody knows who the 5% are. I mean, nobody can find the 5%. But if you go back to Ohio, and by the way, we have the great championship team from Ohio coming in today, right?
You are trending worldwide.
It's going to be a little bit later. And that'll be, if you want to stick around, I'll introduce you. You'll see some very large people, right? You'll see some people that even you have not seen people like this. These are big, these are 6'7", 380 pounds.
Okay, okay, wait a minute. 6'7". Let's check it out, guys. Take music on. 6'7". Where is John Podesta, Tony Podesta? Both escaped the country and was let out. Where's Barack Obama? Okay. 18 billion from Soros. Okay. Why is timing important? He's saying this at 12:14. Let's see, 12:14. Ooh. Wait. Dude, wait. So wait a minute. 12:14, he's showing you Obama, guys. With little, 12:14 and 12:13 was showing you Obama, right? With Maggie Nixon. So open source. Then the next one, 12:14, where he's talking about the 6.7, 380. 12:14 is showing you Nixon with Obama. POTUS warning shot. Bigger than you can imagine. And he's talking about big people, right? Big. They are big, even bigger than you've ever seen, right? These are big. These 6.7, 380 pounds, right? Dude, bigger than you can imagine. Yeah. If you have some time, I can introduce you to them, right? He's saying to him, he's laughing, right? At 12:14. Trump took a little minute, man, and he came back strong, man. Wow. 450 and saying, all those numbers, beautiful, man. 6'7", bigger than you can imagine. These people are big, right? Wow. And then 380, let's see what 380 is. Oh, again, because this 1214 ties back with the 6.7 that is showing you John Podesta, right? Where is John Podesta? Where is Tony Podesta? Where is Barack Hussein Obama, right? Well, here he is, right? With Maggie Nixon. Interesting, right? Huh. Okay, now let's look at 380. 380. Huh. Okay, Chicago. That again links to the speech from Obama, right? The speech from Obama in Scott Free, right? No. What was it again? Scandal Free. Scandal Free. That speech of Obama in Chicago. Right?
Yeah.
They never thought she would lose. They never thought the investigations or public interest into their criminal acts will be exposed or investigated, right? Then it talks about the speech of Obama in Chicago, right? Scandal free. Okay.
Like the Pepe meme, right? Tell me again
Yes.
how you were.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, guys, let's continue. A few minutes left on the clock.
With no fat. Okay, that's pretty good, right? But the team, the national championship team, is being honored today at the White House, so that'll be exciting. If you're around, you want to stay around, I'll have you up there. You can tell them all about your prison, how you have to behave. Okay. Who else?
Are those exemptions on electronics?
Yeah, you said yesterday that you're making a decision on Iran very quickly. What do you mean by that? Is that a decision to strike Iran? Or?
They're probably pretty quickly. Iran wants to deal with us, but they don't know how. They really don't know how. We had a meeting with them on Saturday. We have another meeting scheduled next Saturday. I said, that's a long time. You know, that's a long time. So I think they might be tapping us along. But Iran has to get rid of the concept of a nuclear weapon. They cannot have a nuclear weapon. He can't have a nuclear weapon. Nobody can have, we can't have anybody having nuclear weapons, you know? We can't have nuclear weapons. And I think they're tapping us along because we're so used to dealing with stupid people in this country. And I had Iran perfect. You had no attacks. You would have never had October 7th in Israel, the attack by Hamas, because Iran was broke. They were stone cold broke when I was president. And I don't want to do it. I want them to be a rich, great nation. The only thing is, one thing, simple. It's really simple. They can't have a nuclear weapon. And they got to go fast because they're fairly close to having one. And they're not going to have one. And if we have to do something very harsh, we'll do it. And I'm not doing it for us. I'm doing it for the world.
Yep.
And these are radicalized people, and they cannot have a nuclear weapon.
Does that include a potential strike on Iranian nuclear facilities?
Of course it does.
I think this is a follow-up question on clarification.
Of course it does.
You're open to deporting individuals that aren't foreign aliens, but are criminals to El Salvador. Does that include potentially U.S. citizens, fully naturalized Americans?
Those you lost from,
And
man.
if they
Of
hit
course
people
it
with
does.
baseball bats over their head that happen to be 90 years old, and if they
Baseball bats over the head.
rape 87-year-old women in Coney Island, Brooklyn, yeah, that includes them. What do you think?
Oh, my
there's
God.
a special category of person? They're as bad as anybody that comes in. We have bad ones too, and I'm all for it because we can do things with the president for less money and have great security.
So interesting, guys. He talks about 90 and 87, right? 87 is saying, my signatures all reference upcoming events about to drop. If this hasn't been caught on, right? And 90, beautiful, guys. We just need you to come back and confirm classified Hillary Rodham Clinton, guys. Bringing you back to Obama, bringing you back to Iran.
Huge prison population. We have a huge number of prisons, and then we have the private prisons, and some are operated well, I guess, and some aren't. But he does a great job with that. We have others that we're negotiating with too. But no, if it's a homegrown criminal, I have no problem. Now, We're studying the laws right now. Pam is studying. If we can do that, that's good. And I'm talking about violent people. I'm talking about really bad people. Really bad people. Every bit as bad as the ones coming in. And I made the statement when I heard
Really
about
bad
this
people, guys. But that's the
a long time
emails.
ago now, 4 years ago, when I heard that this guy was having open borders, I said every single criminal from all over the world is going to be dumped into our country. And that's what happened. Jail.
Oh, dumped into our country, guys. Some of us come here just to drop crumbs. Just crumbs. Dude, he's saying 4, right? Listen to this.
The jail all over the world was having open borders. I said every single criminal from all over the world is going to be dumped into our country.
Wait a minute.
Grown criminal, I have no problem. Now, we're studying the laws right now. Pam is studying. If we can do that, that's good. And I'm talking about violent people. I'm talking about really bad people. Really bad people. Every bit as bad as the ones coming in. And I made the statement when I heard about this a long time ago now, 4 years ago.
4 years ago. 4 years ago. Some of us are here to drop crumbs. And he's saying dropped.
When I heard that this guy was having open borders, I said every single criminal from all over the world is going to be dumped into a...
Boom. Dumped. Crumb dumps, guys. Beautiful. Huh.
Country, and that's what happened. Jails, the jails of the Congo were emptied out. The jails of Venezuela were emptied out. And you know what happened? Their crime went way down. But now Venezuela has other problems. You know what the problem is? They have no money.
Yeah.
Because I shut off their oil, and we put secondary tariffs because they're not doing what's right over there. They know what to do. We spoke to them. I spoke to them. They know what to do. But they have no money. Venezuela has no money. But Iran had no money. And Iran behaved so beautifully. And then Biden took all those secondary tariffs and tariffs on. I told China, you can't buy oil. If you buy oil from Iran, China, I told it to President Xi, then we no longer want you to do business with the United States of America. And those ships disappeared from that harbor so quickly. China.
Whoop, whoop.
Get along great with China.
Bye-bye now.
Productive? Do you want to continue that?
What?
The talks with Iran, do you believe those are productive? Do you want to continue that?
I think Iran could be a great country as long as it doesn't have nuclear weapons. If they have nuclear weapons, they'll never get a chance to be a great country. They will never get a chance. It won't even come close.
Sir, on tariffs?
Yeah.
Yeah, yesterday you mentioned short-lived product exemptions. Which specific products are you considering, and how long is short-lived? Weeks, months?
I'm looking at something to help some of the car companies where they're switching to parts that were made in Canada, Mexico, and other places, and they need a little bit of time because they're going to make them here, but they need a little bit of time. So I'm talking about things like that.
What about any Apple products, other cell phones?
Look, I'm a very flexible person. I don't change my mind, but I'm flexible. And you have
All
to
right.
You just can't have a wall and you'll only go. No, sometimes you have to go around it, under it, or above it. There'll be maybe things coming up. I speak to Tim Cook. I helped Tim Cook recently, and that whole business. You know, I don't want to hurt anybody, but the end result is we're going to get
Thunder,
to the
thank you.
position of greatness for our country. We're the greatest.
It's going to be
economic
coffee, brother.
power
Thank you.
in the world, if we're smart. If we're not smart, we're going to hurt our country very badly. We lost with China over the Biden years trillions of dollars on trade. Trillions of dollars. And he let them fleece us. And we can't do that anymore. And you know what? I don't blame China at all. I don't blame President Xi. I like him. He likes me. I mean, you know, who knows? Who the hell cares?
Do you have any updates on
But you know what? What?
Do you have any updates with talks with China?
No, let me just tell you this. I don't blame China. I don't blame Vietnam. I see the meeting today. That wonderful. That's a lovely meeting. They're meeting, like trying to figure out how do we screw the United States of America. Don't forget, the European Union was formed to do just that. The European Union was formed to hurt the United States and on trade. and they get us on NATO because they don't pay their bills. But now, since I got involved, they have been paying their bills. I took in over $600 billion for NATO. Nobody took in anything. I mean, they were all delinquent. They had 8 nations out of 28 paid their bills. The rest of them were way delinquent. And I said, if you don't pay your bills, we're not going to protect you anymore. And the money poured in, over 600. The Secretary General last week made that statement. He said, I've never seen anything like it. We couldn't get anybody to pay because the United States was footing the bill for NATO. Well, we got hurt there, and we got hurt on trade.
I love this Trump.
European Union. And they've got to come to the table. And they're trying to. They're trying to. But the European Union has taken terrible advantage. They don't take our food products. They don't take our cars. We
right
have
on cue.
Millions of their cars, BMW, Volkswagen, Mercedes-Benz, many others. They come in by the millions. They don't take. There are no Chevrolets in Munich. I can tell you that. I said to Angela Merkel when she was there, as she was letting millions of people infiltrate Germany, which was not so good from, we would call them illegal immigrants, but she made them legal. But I said to her, and I get along with her very well, I said, how many Chevrolets do we have in Munich or Frankfurt? Why? None, Donald, none.
Oh, that's funny, man.
Right.
They all sound like Macron, right?
None, Donald.
So everybody from Europe sounds like Macron to Trump, right? No, Donald.
No, Donald.
Everybody from Europe speaks like Macron, guys. That's funny. We love you, Trump. That's funny.
Those days are over. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody.
Okay, get out. Get out.
Mr. President, do you have any comment on the FTC's case against Meta and Mark Zuckerberg?
Oh, dude. So there's Mark Zuckerberg. So this is why. Huh. So there's Mark Zuckerberg, guys. This is how it all began. When the car came up, right? And the handshake took place, you know, the timestamps were 11:30, right? That is showing you 11:30. This is when the handshake took place. 11:30 shows you to Pentagon kills LiveLog, and Facebook just emerged. Finders should apply to the NSA, and there it is, guys. Mark Zuckerberg, boom time.
Thank you, Naive. Thank you.
Get out! Fake news. 12:22. We have it all, guys. All those accounts. Elon bought a crime scene, guys. And there's the Pentagon again. Get out! Out they go, guys.
At the Oval Office.
Is there something else?
Sit back and just listen to everybody talk there. I mean,
okay, guys. So that brings us to the end of our show, guys. Miss Grasshopper is on her way. It was a little extended, but she's on her way home now. Stewie 4554, great to see you. And Thunder, thank you so much for the 17 spot. You can buy Grasshopper coffee or give her a little bit more air conditioning. Okay, guys, we love you. Yes, Dervman, what's up?
I do have a few things that we could look at if you want.
Give me the best.
If you have the time. The best. Oh boy. That's the tough one, bro.
Okay.
Do we want to go back to the 13th? Is that too far back?
Yeah, go.
All right. Well, look, we can do a few. They're quick ones.
Okay.
They're going to be quick. First one's in the chat.
So Miss Penny Black is gifting away another 10 subscriptions, guys, to the archive channel. So Miss Penny Black, thank you so much. And thank you so much for that beautiful, beautiful poem. We love you, sister. Breastone 1, welcome to the Radcaster Club. Amigos 88, welcome to the Radcaster Club. Real Newshead, welcome to the Radcaster Club. Candy Hatch, Right Wing Chungus, great to see you all. Welcome to the Radcaster Club. John for Breakfast, welcome to the Radcaster Club. Gentle Lady Boutique, Chris Allen, Firstborn Unicorn, and Mary Carmel, welcome to the Radcaster Club. And thank you so much. Beautiful, talented, gifted, beacon of light, Miss Penny Black. Durfman, take the mic.
All right, so let's just very quickly see that both the White House and Rapid Response posted at 7:44 p.m. or 19:44 p.m. Now, the White House was posting about in this Holy Week, Trump was talking about the living Son of God, right? Talking about unlocking the gates of heaven for all of humanity, right? And then we have Rapid Response 47 saying how President Donald Trump's brush with death turned his faith into fire. And I found it interesting that if you mirror 1944, you've got 4491, which has have faith in humanity, have faith in yourself.
Beautiful.
So we've got those two links. God is mentioned in both posts. Well, technically in that Fox News link, but still. And yeah, I circled Tenet as well because for some reason that word shows up in Drop 1944, which 1944 mentions about the FISA deed, right? So
where do you find the tenant?
It's in purple. You got it right there. Oh, I'm sorry, in 4491.
Oh, no, yeah, I got it. Okay, yeah, awesome.
Yeah, maybe I could have used an arrow there, but I didn't.
Beautiful. Hussein Faisal, who has the ultimate command. Have faith in God, guys. Well done, Durf.
All right, I got another quick one that we can go through. Very, very quick one. So here, Trump posted on the 15th at 7:55 and 41 seconds saying border crossings hit all-time record low in March. And you just so happen to have 9 words and 8 spaces, giving you a little 17 there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the time in between when Trump posted and Rapid Response posted their screenshot is 2 minutes dot 17 seconds.
All right.
And I thought it was kind of funny the way we had mentioned that particular drop, 757 on our last show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Saying how many of them have Q, comma, delta.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So I thought it was worth pointing out. Why not, right?
757 Q, comma, delta.
And let's see, this little one here. I'm just gonna ask you to click on the link and click on that first picture.
You gotta be kidding me.
So, okay, guys, this was the last show. And what happened here, I didn't put any highlights, but it just so happened that we started our live stream at 10:23 and 25 seconds, which was exactly 60 seconds after Rapid Response posted. So, yeah, they posted at 12:22:25. We went live at 10:23:25. That was on the last show.
Yeah.
And just click on that arrow going, to the next picture.
To the right.
So
that's today, dude.
This is today.
No way.
So you just happened to post "We Are Live" at 12:20 and 51 seconds. If my calculations are correct, that's first.
Yeah.
Look at the draw. 7 seconds after Rapid Response posted.
Okay.
So I thought that was kind of funny.
I always do this.
7.
So I always do this when we go live, right? Like, the first clip is playing, and then I post out all we're live, and so I'm pretty distracted when at the first part of the show, and then the shout outs come, and I have posted out We Are Live on all the channels just when he's saying, and God bless you. And then I can go in with, and God bless you, beautiful patrons, right? Like, that's the moment where I lay down my phone that I just, in that few minutes, I've posted all the We Are Lives out there. So interesting, guys.
Yep. I thought that was kind of interesting too. Just two little coinkydinks, which, you know, they happen to be posting,
12:11, huh?
Just a little bit after.
12:11.
I got
on.
one more. One last one. And this happened today, guys.
As the world turns. Okay. There's man. This one happened today.
Yeah. Not much sauce here, but Trump did hit a 0-minute 5-year delta today.
Dude.
So he's meeting
7 seconds, huh?
6 seconds.
Oh, 6 seconds. Yeah, okay. Sure.
That would have been too awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, he posted at 12:23 and 18 seconds, 6 seconds before 5-year to the second delta.
I like this one.
I kind of like that, he's saying he's meeting with Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, worth tracking.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really take a look at the minutes and seconds and all that. I kind of did, actually. I'm lying.
This is beautiful, man. For Trump to hit a 2-minute delta on the 17th, that is mind-blowing.
I gotta say, I kind of liked the middle. The 22:31.
Correct, Anos. What does that tell you when it continually happens? Well done, man.
Q post was 28 seconds before tweet. DJT's first tweet in about 4 hours.
Yeah. And 14 words, huh?
I believe that is correct.
12, 13, 15. Yes, 14 words. Austin run for president. Beautiful. 1223. What is 1223 talking about? Hussein, Hillary Clinton, Loretta Lynch. They think they are clever. Ha, these people are stupid. We have it all. Well done. So 14, 13 spaces.
Yeah.
Now think about the timing. Oh, the timing of POTUS. He's posting on a delta, man, to the minute. And the spaces in his truth are 13. We got 14 words, so we have 13 spaces. Now think about the timing of POTUS. Look at this timing of POTUS. 5-year delta. 6 seconds separated. 13 spaces. Timing of POTUS. 6. What is 6? What is drop 6?
We drop crumbs.
Oh, and that is what he said, right? They're dumping, right? POTUS is 100% insulated. Will not be addressing the nation on any of these issues. What issues? As people begin to get indicted. Like, what did we show you? Indictments are coming, right? Let me see where it is. Indictments are coming. No. Indictments are coming, guys. So, a same little thing, with the 12 words. Now he's dropping 14 words and 13 spaces. Indictments are coming. And there it is, guys. 6 seconds away from the delta, showing you that POTUS will not be addressing the nation when people begin to get indicted. And must remain neutral for pure optical reasons. Again, good people will put into bed. So have faith. Oh no, sorry guys. Again, there's a lot more good people than bad. So have faith. Again, I memorized these drops by heart. So sometimes I'm in a wrong drop, and I think it's saying it, and it isn't. But again, good people were put into bed. Oh, there are more good people than bad. Sorry, guys. I'm doing a renovation, and it's getting to that oxygen level is getting really low. So again, do not fool yourself into thinking that Obama, Soros, Rothschilds, and Clintons have more power, present day than POTUS. And there it is, guys. John McCain. Every dog has his day. MS-13. Boom. Could people pay such gangs to kill opponents, and why? See that? This is how MS-13 works. Brought to you in drop 6. This is why MS-13 is being brought out. And this is why the media, ask yourself this question, why is the media so uptight of MS-13 being thrown out and in jail? Why is that? Who is controlling them? The media that keeps spinning and turning around and don't understand that somebody is being thrown out because he's an illegal, right? That's it. End of story. And still they go, but what if, El Salvador gives him back and then you can do this? Why do you want these people back? Do you wanna gain power again? Do you want to have your foot soldiers back? The truth is mind-blowing and cannot fully be exposed. These people are evil. Look at this. Operation Mockingbird, right? This is why the media wants them back. It's right over here. Operation Mockingbird. See that? I like it. Trump hitting a to the minute delta on the 17th, 6 seconds separated. And drop 6 is showing you why the Operation Mockingbird is being all uptight by MS-13 being thrown out. This is why.
Those are sick.
Absolutely. Look at this. This is if this, well, sometimes you can't tell the public the truth. You must show them. And in the Oval Office, while the president from El Salvador is there, they're asking Trump these stupid questions, exposing themselves as Operation Mockingbird, asking Trump to take them back. It's ridiculous. Okay, Durf, I got it wrong.
We also have, look at his seconds. He posted at 12:23:18.
Yeah.
And he just so happens to have 81 characters.
Ooh.
So there's some more precision in here.
Oh, wait a minute. So 1881?
81. There's 81 characters.
Child trafficking. Okay. Vigilant group. Pure evil. Hunters become the hunted. NGO workers, okay. And so-called humanitarians. Interesting. 1881. You want to look up 81, huh?
Well, I just thought it was interesting that it's mirroring his seconds.
Yeah.
His characters are mirroring the seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting.
Okay, guys. Durfman, anything you want to add? Because I have to make my way to the studio.
Well, no, bro. I don't really have anything else.
And guys, give it up for Durfman and give it up for Lance for making decodes, guys, that are mind-blowing. Look at this 7-year delta from Lance right over here. And look at this 0 delta from Durfman, guys. Give it up for them. Follow them on True Social, Twitter. Lance has a new YouTube, so make sure to follow him over there. But there is Donald J. Trump dropping the crumbs during our show. We love you, sir. Yeah, guys. Do you want us to go into the final words phase?
Well, you know what? Let's do one final one
All right.
because this I think this one's going to be worth it.
Okay.
From this morning from Jordy.
Jordy. All right.
Yeah.
Jordy. China.
Yeah, I kind of like this one because he is mentioning China. And if you look at the minutes and seconds, 256 in the middle is mentioning Asia, red Asia. Meanwhile, he's got 231 characters.
Nice.
The 231 has the red in it.
So, yeah, please continue. I'm going to send you a DM.
The last little thing, I think, actually, you know what? Yeah, shout out to Lance for pointing out that one of the deltas for today is drop 3983, which is the freedom flag. Although it's not named freedom flag, it's, that's what we call it. And his hours and minutes here. 8:02 starts with a freedom flag.
All right.
So I kind of like that one.
So I'm gonna drop. There's this one decode that I made that I didn't drop. It didn't cut. It didn't met the criteria, but I dropped it in the grass room just to show you. I was like, yeah, should I? I don't know. But again, there it is. The red. There is a red mirrored over here. RED with trade and. This one, it talks about China with Asia, right? And the 883 brings you to China, produce 10 times as much. Geopolitics, matters of national security. Peace through strength, we were sold out. But you are so much more than you know. And there, there's a 27 over here, right over here. You got a 25 over here, right over there. And 28 is right over here, guys. So again, you got 28, 27, 25. With the red Asia, you got a little red over here and China over here, guys. And again, I didn't want to post this. It was just for my own archive. If something would drop that would tie into this, I would then use it, right? But again, there was just a little fun that I had on the, But again, Jordy, well done, my friend. Beautiful decode. The red Asia, while he talks about China, with the red in the characters, guys, I guess. Yes. The characters, red, calm castle, active. Godspeed, we are with you. And again, the 35 spaces. POTUS on board of Air Force One. We're going to take back our beautiful country. And the freedom flag, guys. We're going to take those traitors out. And well done, Lance. Well done, Durfman. And well done, Jordy M.
And Renegade. Renegade
Yes.
the Delta for today, too, which lines up with that one.
Okay,
That's
guys.
right. And 35 being that first 420, 41020. Yeah, 35 is the first 41020 post.
Yes, beautiful.
And the characters has the "We Are With You."
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like that little link there.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Okay, guys, let me give the final words to our beloved Lance on his epic quest.
Well, what another epic show.
Yeah, I love you.
All these deltas, right? This is what we're talking about. And they're all mostly 7-year deltas this year, which is kind of crazy,
Yes.
right?
We have arrived, guys.
Yeah, they're all 7-year deltas. I mean, there's a couple where I found, right? Like, I don't think yours was a 7-year delta, right, Durf?
No, it was a 5-year delta.
It was a 5, huh?
Mhm.
So, man, these deltas are coming in hot. So just keep an eye on, of course, me and Durfman and, of course, Grasshopper and see what we're posting. I'll probably have a new video coming out either today or tomorrow. I was listening to a song and got some good little images in my head. So I'm about to have a good one. It's all coming together, right? So look out for my channel in the next couple of days. go ahead and follow my new YouTube channel that I just created. I'll be dropping more videos on there for sure. And I think on that channel, I'm going to try to find all of these old Q videos that they deleted from us, from the old Reddit accounts and things like that, right? And try to see if I can't revive them. So they killed him for a reason, right? So I think it's important that we, I found a couple. So yeah, everyone just stay tuned. Look at my YouTube. Of course, I'll be posting it on X, right? X is where I'm at, right? Like I live on the battlefield basically. So it's X all day basically. And then I'll be trying to add some of our newer videos to Grasshopper's YouTube as well. So, and since we're in the archive, I'm gonna have to start uploading more videos here too. So,
yeah,
I got my work cut out for the week.
Yeah. And again, guys, give it up for Lance, man, for always hosting the OBS, always being with us, always, lining up all these live streams. We can't do these shows without him. Lance, we love you to the moon and back. Anything you want to add to the public?
No, thank you, team, for dropping comms, and it's been a lot of fun, honestly. Seeing these Democrats flip out and back in MS-13, and I mean, when I was looking for some videos, right, I found Trump talking about it in his last term where he's talking about MS-13 and the Democrats. So,
wow,
it ain't changed, right? Same. They're still trying. Their playbook doesn't change. It's the same crap always. And when you know how to play the game, right, you can call them out on their crap, basically. So, everyone, thank you for joining us today, and we will see you. What is today? Probably Sunday.
Yes, Sunday, or yes, and maybe tomorrow night. But again, let's not jump to conclusions. Yes, guys, we're gonna be live on Sunday. It's gonna be an early one, because I got a lot of things to take care of. Again, let us give the final words to our beloved RQ Durfman.
Yeah, I was just looking through Twitter. I did see Scavino posting at 2:10. Just a little picture of POTUS and Georgia Maloney meeting with the press. I'm not seeing anything there, though. I saw also Elon Musk posting. I did want to bring up that one of the deltas for today is drop 3978.
Yes.
And that's,
yeah, I saw it.
You saw it, eh?
Yeah.
That's the sister one to 4093. So I didn't see any deltas on that one, unfortunately, but Trump hitting that zero delta with everything that you uncovered from it, that was the cherry on top as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Although, hey, there's plenty of other deltas to be hit today, so keep an eye out on the team, guys. And yeah, maybe Friday or most probably Sunday.
Yes,
we'll be with you guys again.
And we're going to make it also a nice music show, right? So we're going to go live early, and then we're going to go through the decodes, and then at the end we're going to cut down YouTube and Twitter, and then we're going to have a lot of fun, playing some music, hanging out, singing along, and then we're going to call it a day, and then we're going to get back on Monday or Tuesday, I guess. But again, guys, Lance Durfman, final words.
Well, do you think we should maybe have a look at this Georgia Maloney interview?
What, Sunday? Of course. Of course. Absolutely.
It might be worth taking a look. So, all right, guys. On that note,
anytime he's with the Prime Minister of Italy, there's always something interesting that happens. And Elon will be there. I'm just saying.
Elon lurking in the background somewhere.
Okay, guys.
So on that note, well, thank you everybody for joining in. Thank you all for the red castles that were shared. Miss Penny, Jamie WV. We also, of course, had Tina L. English at the beginning of the show. along with, let me make sure I get it right, Raiden 3.0.
Yes, love her.
Absolutely. Let me also make sure, because I have a feeling. Yeah, I wasn't sure if we had a birthday. Actually, we had Little Miss Sister Brown. She didn't confirm her birthday, but she said she would be listening in. So I don't know if she still is, and we don't know when your birthday is, actually. So you'll have to let us know either on Friday or on Sunday, Little Miss Brown. And whenever your birthday is, we wish you a very happy birthday. Again, thank you all for joining in from, Jordy and Deflustrated, who are helping moderating on YouTube and Rumble. All of our beautiful international patriots from, Elias Q to, hey, to Miss Penny Black. And hey, do you want to finish the show with that one?
Absolutely.
All right, I'm going to post it again in the chat. Boom. And
okay, guys.
Thank you all. Thank you, all of you, Trump, Scavino, Cash, Flynn, Elon, Rapid Response 47, White House Grandpa, by the way. Shout out to you. All the rest of you less than tens, Lance with the amazing deltas, and Grasshopper. We love you. You take care of yourself and take care of Miss Hopper so that you guys can take care of little baby Grasshopper.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Love you guys.
Okay, guys, Durfman, we love you. Lance, we love you. Big shout out to the coffee side of things. Let me give a shout out. I can't pull it up on the screen because I'm getting locked out. And that's also the reason why I can't reply back. So so please bear with me on the coffee side of things. I do want to shout you out. Judith Bettison, we love you, sister. Thank you so much. True Seeker, my favorite 45, Benny Griffin. And on the other coffee account, we have two guys. It's Diaper for the Blessing. Awesome. Beautiful name. Thank you so much for your wonderful support. Cannot wait. God bless and keep you all the days of our lives. Beautiful. We love you. Oh. Okay, so cannot wait. Lord, bless and keep you all the days of our lives. Diapers for blessings. We love you. Thank you so much for your support. You get Patriots, Steve. We love you, brother. Thank you so much for your epic support. Jamie WV, Coco Scott, Miss Penny Black, Jody, Squirrel, Jasmine Rose. We love you, sister. Thank you so much for your support on the coffee side of things. And again, guys, I gotta run because the supermarket is gonna close within 45 minutes, guys. So let's play Miss Penny Black and stick till the end, guys, because we're gonna play Hold the Line and we're gonna shout each and every one out, but not before we have listened to this beautiful poem of Miss Penny Black. In coordination with Durfman.
A million hearts trip in time, no ordinary senses required, responding as a rhythmical intent to usher out an age expired, beating blood, breathing life, immune to sirens' call, facing darkness zenith, holding fast, awaiting the fall. Dormant seeds stirred by pulsing rains of spring, cocooned and blind yet, hearken as birds sing. Instinctive as frequency speaks, no barrier between. The quickening spirit guides, and growth responds to sureties unseen. Faith and fellowship root us steadfast. We push toward light, love unbound, secured by the everlasting covenant to which, like vines, we wind our hearts and minds around. A promise made, a promise kept, comfort and mercy, our true worth. We wonder, and shadows recede to reveal a new heaven and a new earth.
Miss Penny Black! Don't you love it, sister? We love you to the moon and back. Thank you so much for your epic poems. Turfman, thank you much for the backdrop music. Awesome, guys. Let us play Hold the Line and let me shout each and every one out because you know I love you. And see you guys on Sunday. Stick around, guys. Make the chat roll like never before.
We're gonna hold the line.
Okay, guys. Give it up for Miss Penny Black. Boom time. Florida Constitutionalist, Melligator. Sing a new song. Granny
I
Benjamin.
will be a president for disease, joblessness, and
Jesse
hopelessness.
Patriots, Stewie.
Anger.
4554,
resentment,
Thunder.
hatred,
777. Fat Bucks for Hillary. Real News
violence,
Guys. Rick Hugh.
bitterness, and
Evan
fury.
Fellas. Rosebud.
No progress.
Highlander. God
No
Away One.
nation.
The Hind. Jordy.
Only a state of chaos.
Angel Magic.
Don't piss down my back and tell me
Gentle
it's
Lady
real.
Boutique. We're gonna hold. Sing a new song. Pedando Mars. And Eagle, sister. We love you. Leslie P. We're gonna hold. We're gonna hold. We're gonna hold. We're gonna hold the line. Boom time. Put all your dancing shoes, guys. Have a wonderful weekend and a blessed Friday. Jasmine Rose, Evan Fellas, Madame Demar, Dick Tracy, God Already Won, Gentle Lady Boutique, Highlander, Glad Again, we love you. Redstone 1, Room 51. Up the volume. Turn up the volume. We gonna hold the line. Boom. Let's wake up.
We love you. We will be back in some form.
Too many of us think it is impossible. Too many think it is unreal. But that is a dangerous, defeatist belief. It leads to the conclusion that we are gripped by forces we cannot control.
Ladies and gentlemen, prepare for the storm magma. Okay, guys, we have arrived. God bless you all. Have a blessed Friday and an even more blessed weekend, guys. God bless you all and see you guys on Sunday. We're gonna make a party, guys. We're gonna play songs. We're gonna recap this epic week. We're gonna go through all of the amazing Trump speeches that he's doing. You know, we're gonna get you up to speed with what's happening. And again, Q Team, we love you. Our shows are only as good as the crumbs you guys are putting out there. And boy, are you guys spoiling us each and every day. We couldn't do this with this amazing guidance, you know, bringing us through this storm with our hopes up gusto in our chat, in our steps, and in the way that we are communicating with each other. Again, we love you guys to the moon and back. See you guys on Sunday. Lance, take it away.